Hello, everyone, and welcome in here on the campus of Chapman High School. Tyler Henry alongside you. Brian Dennett producing and engineering here today. It's time for another installment of our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, presented today by Kirsten Day, serving the areas of Chapman, southeast of Saline, and more. Contact Kirsten Day by going to selling785.com. Southeast of Saline has made the trip here to Chapman, a high-caliber matchup. The Lady Trojans come in at 7-1. Chapman this year, though, has been in unreal form at 10-0. The first pitch is in here for a called strike. And let's go ahead and meet the starting lineup for Southeast of Saline, presented by the good folks at Billings Group. They will lead things off with shortstop Reese Heinrich. She will be followed in the order by center fielder Kaya Samuelson, then left fielder Abby Wyatt, first baseman Kimber Ogerzolka in the cleanup spot today. Batting fifth, it's the DP, Ashley Welchel, then catcher Avery Kinkelar, second baseman Emma Zerflew, right fielder Riley Donnelly, and third baseman Addison Rohr bringing up the rear of the lineup here today. For Southeast of Saline, there will not be a true flex today. They run a true 9. It'll be Carly Zerflew in the circle. And if you're a fan of high-scoring softball matches, today's first game might not be the one for you. These are two of the premier pitchers in the state of Kansas, especially Chapman starter Madeline Harold. The senior is making her 9th appearance of the season. This will be her 6th start of the year, and through 39 innings, she has been borderline perfect. A 7-0 record, a .359 ERA. That is a sub-1 ERA for Harold. She has recorded 59 strikeouts compared to only 9 walks and has yet to hit anybody so far this season. Last year, Southeast of Saline came in as relatively heavy favorites in this matchup, and Harold recorded 19 strikeouts of Lady Trojan hitters. And you can see the battle here early on as she is looking for the putout of Reese Heinrich, who she is up in the count on 1-2. Heinrich's been swinging an unreal bat herself so far this year. Talk about a true leadoff hitter. She's batting .591. She's getting on base at a 700 clip. And she will take a ball upstairs here for the next pitch of the at-bat to even the count up at 2-2. Like I said, Southeast of Saline split their opening set with Heston. Since then, they have won every single game. They come in on a 6-game losing streak. Chapman has been even better. The Irish have not lost a game yet this year. And they played their first stiff competition in former state champions Rock Creek and handled them well. A 2-1 win in game number 1, a 6-4 win in game number 2. Count still 2-2 here to Heinrich. Harold rocks into the delivery, brings home the off-speed pitch, and there it is. Strike 3. Reese Heinrich is down looking, and that's the first K of the day for Madeline Harold. It's similar to last year. Maybe the numbers aren't quite as absurd for Southeast of Saline. They're still very good. They are batting .473 as a team. They're slugging .717. They have almost 100 hits in just their first 8 games of the season. As Harold gets this across for strike 1 to Kaya Samuelson. Samuelson, a freshman, has been swinging a good bat this year as well. You look at the numbers for her. She's also batting .625 early on, with a slugging percentage in the thousands. And she will rake this right to first, but Scholes picks it up and tags the bag for out number 2. And that gives us a chance to take you around the horn and take a look here at the players in the field here for Chapman. Heller gets the start behind the dish. It'll be Scholes over at first, Leedy at second, Rogers at third, and Olivia Harold, the freshman sister of today's starting pitcher, at third. In the outfield, it's Ellis in left, Gustafson in center, and Peterson getting the start out in right. Abby Wyatt, who's been swinging one of the hottest bats in the entire state of Kansas, will come to the plate. She'll take ball 1 outside. You look at what Wyatt's done this year in her senior season. She is batting .704. That's no longer an insignificant sample size through the first 8 games of the year, and she will smack this into left, and the wind blows it in. Ellis can't make the catch, and it's Abby Wyatt who finds herself aboard at second base on the E7. They're saying a double up in the booth, but that's going to go down because it touched the glove as an error. And Southeast of Saline sitting pretty with a runner in scoring position and Kimber Ogerzolka at the plate. It was a game that went 16 innings a season ago. Southeast will lose that one 5-1. They'd come back and win 4-3 in a sunlight-shortened Game 2. Of course, we do have lights here if we need them today, as Harold turns to face the Lady Trojan cleanup hitter. Southeast of Saline had another stellar campaign and another trip to the state tournament a year ago, as Harold gets that across to even the count at 1-1. Of course, the Lady Trojans fell to Frontenac in the opening round at state, but again, still a fantastic campaign. They bring back a lot of talent from that team. This ball's fought away, and the count will go to 1-2 here on Ogre-Zolka. Kimber was a big piece of that team last year. She's also batting north of the 500 mark this season, slugging .875. She has driven in 11 runs for Southeast of Saline this year, and here will lace one up the middle. That's going to get through, and they will go ahead and wave the runner around. Gustafson's throw comes to the plate. It's not in time, and Ogre-Zolka will turn and take second. It's an RBI single, and the Lady Trojans are on the board here in the top of the first. That is good work by Southeast of Saline. It will go down as an unearned run. And that's kind of the other point that we got to bring up with Madeline Harold this year. In 39 innings, she has conceded 1 earned run. That is the first run that has been driven in on her all season long. And the 1 run she gave up earlier against Rock Creek came by virtue of a throwdown to second, as Southeast will send Ashley Welchel to the plate. I want to also thank a couple more sponsors of today's coverage, including Amanda West State Farm Agency in Abilene, supporting all area athletes, and Day Excavating and Concrete. Take for strike 2 here. We'll get Ashley Welchel, today's DP, in a tough spot, trying to fight back here against Harold. Lady Trojans looking for more in the top of the first. A big swing and a miss, and the count goes to 1-2. There is a lot of wind today. It is blowing straight in. You already saw it impact that ball that was hit out to Ellison left. And I would expect it's going to be a tough day to muscle anything out of the park for either of these teams. 2-strike pitch misses up and away here to Harold, and the count goes to 2-2. Welchel stands back in. The sophomore returning for her second season with Southeast, and gets under that one, pops it up. Leedy is over and gloves it for the 3rd out of the inning, but not before Kimber Ogre-Zolka brings home the first run of the game. We'll step away. We go to the home half of the first. When we come back, coverage of today's game presented by Kirsten Days, serving the areas of Chapman, Southeast of Saline, and more.
Are you looking to buy or sell real estate? With over 11 years of experience serving Northeast Kansas from Abilene to Wamego, leave it to a professional. Call Kirsten Day, realtor and owner with Homefront Real Estate Group. Buying a home, whether it be your first or second time, is one of the biggest financial decisions you'll make in a lifetime. Therefore, finding the right agent to help you make the process easier is essential. Kirsten Day is there for you and your family every step of the way. Visit Kirsten Day online at selling785.com.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
Back here for more coverage of our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, and it'll be Southeast of Saline's turn in the field as we go to the home half of inning number 1. Let's meet the starting lineup for the Chapman Lady Irish. They come in at 10-0. Coverage, or rather, the starting lineups are presented by the good folks at Billings Group, and it all starts off with shortstop Jay Rogers, who will be followed in the order by second baseman Mackenzie Leedy, pitcher Madeline Harold, center fielder Taylor Gustafson, and left fielder Tegan Ellis in the 5-hole here today. Batting 6th, it's your first baseman Kennedy Scholes, then DP Anna Martinez, third baseman Olivia Harold, and right fielder Zoe Peterson. The catcher Casey Heller is the lone bat not in the lineup today. She will play the flex position, and we've got a softball that's going to make its way onto the JV field. It's a unique complex here in Chapman, as we've got 3 games going on simultaneously, and they had a simultaneous national anthem as well, as players on all 3 fields turned to face the same flag. So here it is the varsity softball game. We've got JV softball in the field to our left, and directly behind us is southeast of Saline and Chapman baseball. Of course, you can check out all of the updates on that game on Salina Post as Rogers will pull this foul down the line. And the count here is 1-2 on Jay Rogers. In the circle for southeast of Saline, no surprise, it's Carly Zerflew, the sophomore sensation, making her 7th appearance of the season. This will be her 5th start of the year. She has tossed 25 innings, and that has been to the tune of a 5-1 record, a 1.6 ERA, a whip south of 1, and 34 strikeouts to only 9 walks. Of course, southeast of Saline lost their entire starting rotation from a season ago, but Zerflew has stepped up into the ace position. She has been excellent this year. This one is laid off of as the count goes to 1-2 on Rogers. 1-2 pitch on the way. That is fouled off. And the count will stay right where it's at as Rogers continues to battle. This Chapman team has hit well across the board. They are batting .439 as a team. And Rogers has certainly helped those numbers out in her sophomore season, batting .667. This ball is hit into center. Charging in, making the catch is Kaya Samuelson, and it's one away here in the first. And that's going to be something to keep an eye on. We talked about the wind, gusts of up to 30 miles an hour. I mean, basically blowing directly into the face of the hitters. And you saw there, it really deadened that ball out to Samuelson. Let's take you around the horn for the southeast of Saline defense. Avery Kinkelar gets the start behind the dish. It'll be Kimber Ogre-Zolka at first, Emma Zerflew at second, Reese Heinrich at short, and Addison Rohr tending to the hot corner at third base today. Your outfield from left to right consists of Abby Wyatt, Kaya Samuelson, and Donnelly making the start out in right. Mackenzie Leedy at the dish. She will get under one. That lifted out will not leave the infield, and a good play made by Heinrich as it's back-to-back pop-outs for the Chapman lineup, and that will bring Madeline Harold, the starting pitcher, to the plate. And oh yeah, by the way, she can hit too. Harold is batting .438 this year, but she is slugging .906. Already 2 home runs and 12 RBI. And one of the few players for either team that has already committed to play college softball. She will be headed to Cloud Community College next year. Big off-speed pitch. Boy, sitting fastball there was Harold. And she is quickly down in the count, 0-2. Quick work for Zerflew, and quickly a strikeout of Harold. It's 3 up, 3 down for southeast of Saline. We go to inning number 2. A reminder, coverage of this game is presented by Kirsten Day, serving the areas of Chapman, southeast of Saline, and more.
We spend 1/3 of our lives working to build our wealth. With over 50 years of combined experience, Billings Group wants to be there to help manage yours. If you're planning for retirement or looking for financial coaching, then come see us on Westchester Drive, east of the YMCA, or visit our website at billingsgroup.com. Securities offered by registered representatives through Private Client Services, member FINRA, SIPC. Advisory products and services offered by investment advisory representatives through RFG Advisory, a registered investment advisor. RFG Advisory, Billings Group, and Private Client Services are unaffiliated entities.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
Back to softball here on the Salina Post Sports Network. Tyler Henry alongside you. Brian Dennett handling all of our production and camera duties today. And coverage of this game is presented by Kirsten Day, serving the areas of Chapman, southeast of Salina, and more. Contact Kirsten Day at selling785.com. We'd also like to thank a few more of our sponsors, including DK Sports and Fitness, indoor batting cages for baseball and softball, especially training for softball and baseball players from Hayes to Wamego and Harrion to Frankfort. DK Sports and Fitness in Chapman. It'll be Avery Kinkelar, Emma Zerflew, and Riley Donnelly to lead off the inning here for southeast of Saline. And a season ago, the Lady Trojans only got 1 run in the entire game against Madeline Harold, who pitched all 16 innings. For the Chapman Lady Irish, they've already gotten 1 run here. And you feel like, given the way Chapman's offense is played, they're going to need more than that. Harold has been excellent for the most part, as the one run she did give up was unearned, and that's been kind of a theme for her this year as well. You go to the first games, the ones that Harold has pitched in, and here's what Chapman's done this year. A 16-0 win, a 6-1 win, a 6-0 win, a 3-0 win, and a 2-1 win. That 2-1 win coming against the former state champion Rock Creek Lady Mustangs. And here is the second K of the day as Avery Kinkelar is down on strikes, and that'll bring Emma Zerflew to the plate. It's been tough to get aboard, much less get anybody across to score for opponents of Madeline Harold this year. Southeast trying to get a spark here from the bottom of their lineup. Didn't have a chance to go through it earlier, but Chapman is under the instruction of head coach Kyle Cook. He is assisted by Wyatt Rutherford. Meanwhile, southeast of Saline's got a new skipper. It's head coach Tyler Smith, who is assisted by Kenny Wasserman and Emily Anderson. Coach Smith coming by way of Salina South. He helped out with the baseball and football programs down at South. And a guy that obviously has spent a lot of time around southeast of Salina athletics and around this group of girls, as very familiar with the southeast of Saline girls basketball team. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout. Emma Zerflew is down on strikes, and that will bring Riley Donnelly to the plate. So Southeast trying to get something rolling here with two away. Riley Donnelly, one of the few new faces to this lineup, will stand in now. Donnelly this year batting a cool .500, and there are not many teams in the state of Kansas whose 8-hole hitter bats .500. What SES has done early in the year is pretty ridiculous offensively. Madeline Harold's next pitch is in for a called strike on the outer half. And she'll have to get protective as Harold really starting to pick up the pace now, is ahead 0-2. 0-2 pitch on the way. And a little swinging bunt that will roll foul here on Donnelly. After Donnelly, it's Addison Rohr in the 9-hole. But for SES, they've constructed a lineup that on average bats at or above .500 on the year. You just don't see many teams that accomplish a feat like that. Harold ready to go, brings home another 2-strike pitch, and it's back-to-back-to-back strikeouts. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Southeast goes in order. We go to the second, the home half of the second, here on the Salina Post Sports Network.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
From raw honey to wax melts to beekeeping tools, boxes, and frames, AJ Honey Farms has it all and more. Be sure to check out their salves. Salves is a powerful blend of nature's best ingredients. Beeswax, crafted with care to soothe and nourish your dry skin, minor cuts, and burns. And for dry lips, try out their Happy Bee Balm. Treat yourself to their locally produced honey items or get a beautifully packaged gift set for a loved one. Stop in to see AJ Honey Farms at 901 North 9th Street. More than just a honey store.
We go to the home half of inning number 2. It'll be Chapman's heart of the order up to bat. Taylor Gustafson, Tegan Ellis, and Kennedy Scholes after they went down in order 1, 2, 3 back in the top or the home half of the first. Another inning of work here for Carly Zerflew, whose battery mate today is Avery Kinkelar behind the plate. And like I said, we expected game number 1, despite how good these offenses have been, to be a true pitcher's duel. And it has lived up to the billing of that so far. Matter of fact, if you combine them, 59 strikeouts for Madeline Harold this year, 34 for Carly Zerflew, who you've also got to think is tossed in 2 fewer games. So these are 2 of the best pitchers that you'll see in the state here today. And really, I mean, at any level as well, as climbing the ladder that time is Zerflew, and Gustafson is caught chasing to fall behind in the count at 1-2. Zerflew got her first strikeout of the day of Madeline Harold to close out the first, and that just misses low and inside to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes here. Back to work here is Zerflew off speed. Very close, but a called ball. I think that just missed off the plate outside. And just like that, the count is full here on Taylor Gustafson, who will foul that one off and is fortunate to get a piece of it. And that's the thing you got to love, too, about Carly Zerflew. She's not afraid to climb the ladder, even on a 3-ball pitch there. Is if you let that go, it's ball 4, but she knows that Gustafson has to be protective. And, yeah, there you see it again. She goes fastball up, fastball up. One of those might have been a rise ball. But you wonder how long it's going to be before Zerflew pulls the string and tries to come with something off speed to get Gustafson's timing off. Well, there it is. Strike 3 looking. Gustafson is retired. Second strikeout of the game for Carly Zerflew, and here comes Tegan Ellis. Boy, you got to love the pacing from Ellis. She's right back in the box very quickly as she will stand in. First pitch on the way. That is fouled back to the screen. And Zerflew has been working up a lot, even early in counts. You can see that, too, in the first couple of pop-outs that she was able to record. And is trusting that Chapman, especially on a day this windy, is not going to be as big of a threat to leave the yard. Got the temporary fencing put up around the outfield, so don't know what the official dimensions are today, as a called strike is in there. And, of course, here at the Chapman Sports Complex, all of these are traditionally sized baseball fields. That ball skipped in the dirt. Count goes even at 2-2. Plenty of great action here between Chapman and southeast of Saline, both baseball, softball, and JV softball. 2-2, taking to third. First ball on the ground. Rohr picks it up, throws to first, and it's another quick put out here for Carly Zerflew, as Kennedy Scholes will be the next to grab a bat. Scholes this year, take a look at the numbers for the freshman, batting .385. And that's kind of been the other thing for Chapman. They have gotten good reinforcements in the form of their freshman class, including Scholes, who bats in the 6th spot. Offense was really the only thing that was even a little bit lacking last season for Chapman, given how good and how dominant their pitching was. But they have really taken a step forward this season, and again, nobody has really been able to challenge them outside of Rock Creek. This is another pop-up. This will just narrowly leave the confines here. Do have protective netting just above our very own camera operator and producer Brian Dennett today, so he won't have to worry too much about anything landing on his head. 1-0 misses up and in, and the count will go here. Actually, that was the 1-1 pitch, now to 2-1. Scholes trying to be the first to reach base on Zerflew here in the second. Good-looking fastball, but it misses inside, and Scholes is aboard with a walk. So Scholes in all her speed aboard at first. Here comes the DP, Anna Martinez. Martinez, another of those freshmen that I talked about. There are 4 of them in the starting lineup. You've got Anna Martinez, Mackenzie Leedy, Olivia Harold, and Kennedy Scholes. So just under half of the entire starting 9 for this team consists of freshmen. And that has really been the difference maker for Chapman this year, as this ball is going to get by Kinkelar, and on the passed ball, Scholes moves up to second. She represents a crucial tying run even this early in the game. 2-0 the count. Zerflew looking to settle back in here. Martinez crowding the plate a touch, swings and misses, and will bring the count to 2-1. Zerflew was cruising. She sent down the first 5 batters that she faced in this game. And gets another swing and a miss on 2-1 to even the count at 2-2. Zerflew already has 2 strikeouts today. looking to get one here of the DP. The 2-2 pitch is barely fouled off the screen. Kinkelar catches it off the backstop here, and that's another thing we didn't talk too much about, but there is soft wall padding on the backstop, so anything that gets through is going to deaden. It will not bounce directly back. Little half-hearted excuse me swing, but the catch is made by Heinrich, and that will do it for the second inning. Southeast of Saline still leads the way just by one, though, as we go to the home half, or the visitors' third. Coverage of today's game presented by Kirsten Day, serving the areas of Chapman, southeast of Saline, and more.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of two types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
Back to softball here on our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. Maybe the most predictable pitchers duel that we've ever broadcast. Again, you looked at the starting pitching matchup, and you just knew that runs were going to come at a premium here today. Madeline Harold has already struck out 4. Southeast of Saline got 1 unearned run as there was an error committed out in left field, and that's what allowed them to get the runner home on the lone hit of the day for either team. That belonged to Kimber Ogerzolka. It will be the 9, 1, and 2-hole hitters due up here for Southeast of Saline. Addison Rohr at the plate now. Reese Heinrich is in the on-deck circle. Kaya Samuelson is the 2-hole hitter. She will bat in the hole here in the third. And this ball is popped back to the screen. Obviously, excellent defense at third base from Addison Rohr. Still trying to get things rolling with the bat in hand for the senior. Batting .222 this year, but she's been patient and has managed to get on base at a .462 clip. So solid work for the Lady Trojan rollover hitter as she will take outside here, and the count is 1-2. Harold wasted very little time going after the lineup in that second inning. Again, it was 3 up, 3 down, all via the K. The 1-2 is fouled away again. And another good battle here for Addison Rohr, who's staying alive by the slimmest of margins. Harold got the leadoff batter in Heinrich. And then it was Abby Wyatt. Of course it was Abby Wyatt who managed to reach base safely. Trying to find another strikeout, and she will make it 4 in a row as Addison Rohr is down on strikes. And Maddie Harold officially has locked in now. So it's Reese Heinrich at the plate now for Southeast of Saline. Lady Trojans looking for something, anything in the way of offense here early on in this game. Already scratched across that first run. First pitch here will miss just high. Good take there from Heinrich, who will stand back in for another battle with Maddie Harold. Harold is ready to go. The pitch on the way. And that ball is put into play, but it's rolled right at the first baseman. And it's easy enough work there as they will put her out. Scholes tags the bag, the second 3U of the day, and it's quickly 2 up, 2 down here in the third for Southeast of Saline. Kaya Samuelson, the center fielder who hit into the first of those 2 3Us back in the first inning, will be the next to grab a bat. Harold working at a good pace, really in every way imaginable. Again, she is not shy about pounding the zone, but she's also pretty quick at getting back into the circle and ready to go. Sometimes you'll see pitchers take a lot of time in between pitches and really think about it, but Harold is pretty content to just grip it and rip it. Her 1-0 pitch is a called strike here to even it up on Kaya Samuelson. We're talking about the freshman recruits for Chapman. Good freshman for Southeast of Saline as well, though, as they've got a pair of really solid freshmen here at the top of their order. Big cut, and Samuelson comes up empty. She'll have to shorten up on the swing a little bit here. Kaya Samuelson and Reese Heinrich, the 1- and 2-hole hitters, both freshmen for SES. They're going to have long and storied careers, especially if these numbers keep up. The 2-2 is fouled away off of our home plate umpire. And our home plate umpire is Chuck Vaughn. In the field, it's Kenton Clark. Those two are your men in blue today in this doubleheader. Of course, they will switch places after this game. We will have coverage of Game 2 of this doubleheader coming your way approximately 30 minutes after the conclusion of Game number 1. Another 2-strike pitch. That one, it lined softly near the middle. It's picked up by Leedy, but the throw is not nearly in time. And Kaya Samuelson's got herself an infield single as the Lady Trojans look for a 2-out rally with Abby Wyatt at the plate. And if there's one batter you want at the plate right now, if you're Southeast of Saline, it is undoubtedly Abby Wyatt. She is batting .704, slugging 1,011. 19 hits for Abby Wyatt already this year, including 8 extra base hits, 19 RBI. The runner goes down to second. That throw is well offline. And a stolen base for Kaya Samuelson will put her aboard at second. That's kind of the other thing for Southeast. You feel like, boy, especially with the wind blowing in as hard as it is, it's going to be a good day to steal some bases and maybe play some small ball for the Lady Trojans. Harold, though, always content to just record a strikeout herself, will try to bring something upstairs. That'll miss, and she falls behind 2-0 here to Abby Wyatt. Don't see her fall behind in counts often, if ever. Harold looking for the bounce back here. Down 2-0. Her pitch, big swing and a miss for Abby Wyatt. Had to know something in the zone was coming. Wyatt is a big senior bat in this lineup. Emma Zerflew, Kimber Ogerzolka, Abby Wyatt, and Avery Kinkelar, your 4 big senior leaders in the lineup for Southeast. 2-1 the count, pitch on the way, and another one that is fouled back to the screen here as the count will go to 2-2. Harold, as I mentioned, will be continuing her softball career at Cloud Community College next year. And you have to wonder if maybe, you just wonder if this team had all come up at the same time, what Chapman might have been able to do last year. Big swing and a miss, strike 3. There goes Abby Wyatt. And that is the 6th strikeout in 3 innings for Madeline Harold. We will go to the home half of inning number 3. You're watching high school softball here on the Salina Post Sports Network.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
Sage is your go-to source for industrial strength cleaning products, ice melt, floor equipment, paper, asphalt, and just about everything in between. Whether you're a maintenance supervisor, a small business, or just wanting your home to look amazing, stop by 732 North 9th Street in Salina, where we will be happy to assist you. You can also visit us at sageselects.com or call us at 309-1919. Sage Products, the right call every time.
We go to the home half of inning number 3 here in Chapman. Coverage of this doubleheader between Southeast of Saline and Chapman is presented by Kirsten Day, serving the areas of Chapman, Southeast of Saline, and more. Contact Kirsten Day at selling785.com. It'll be Olivia Harold, Zoe Peterson, and Jay Rogers, your 3 to lead off the 3rd here for the Lady Irish. They got their first runner aboard back in the 2nd inning. It came on a 2-out walk to Kennedy Scholes. And she was able to move up to 2nd on the pass ball, but that's all the further that Chapman has come to threatening here as both pitchers continue to deal in their own way. Zerflew, 2 strikeouts in 2 innings. Harold, 6 strikeouts in 3 innings. But a lot of weak contact that's been induced by Zerflew already today, as her next pitch is low and inside. And let's check our field and weather conditions presented by Landscape Consultants. Boy, it is a preview of summer today, as at first pitch, 90 degrees, all sunshine, not a cloud in the sky here in Chapman. Great day for some high school softball, and a great day for Carly Zerflew, who's fanned her 3rd batter of the day. Olivia Harold will take a seat. Here comes Zoe Peterson. Peterson, a junior at the bottom of the lineup, batting .250 on the year. Ball tipped back into the mitt for strike 1. Peterson trying to set the table with the top of the order due up next, and they would love to have somebody aboard for Jay Rogers if they can. Although, back-to-back pitches that are fouled off, as Peterson just not quite able to catch up, and you wonder if she might be expecting a fastball or maybe a rise ball up here on this 0-2 count. Pitch from Zerflew is a pop-up that will find its way back over the netting and onto the canopy, and it'll stay 0-2 here on Peterson. So far this year, Peterson has not been put out on a strikeout. Zerflew looking to be the first to get her all year, and it'll take more than that as she continues to battle and battle. Foul ball return to the field here. Of course, we had a very eventful doubleheader a season ago between these two. Again, it was a 16-inning first meeting that would eventually be won 5-1 by Chapman. Climbs the ladder. They will get her. And I think momentarily forgetting the drop third strike rule, but the result is the same. It's 4 strikeouts for Zerflew. First strikeout of the season against Zoe Peterson. And that will bring Jay Rogers to the plate with 2 away. Lady Trojans looking good here early on in this game. Rogers stands in. First pitch to her, misses up, and didn't have a chance to run through it earlier, but southeast of Saline is in the purple pinstripe jerseys. Trojans across the front. Black numerals across the back, trimmed in white pants for SES. For Chapman, it's the green jerseys, black pants, with the white numerals trimmed in black across the back. Rogers flew out to center her first time up. She'll watch this pitch low. And the count's a 2-0 here as Zerflew, similar to Harold, does not fall behind hitters often, but has fallen behind here and will have to battle back. Next pitch on the way, foul away. And Chapman continues to fight here. Count goes to 2-1 here on Rogers. Rogers has been that quintessential leadoff hitter this year. Again, a .675 on-base percentage. Only 1 walk, but also only 2 strikeouts this year. She's been a tough out. And laces one down the line. That'll get past the glove of Addison Rohr. She will hold up at first, but a 2-out single represents the first hit of the day given up by Carly Zerflew. And it brings Mackenzie Leedy in the most dangerous part of the order up to bat with 2 away. No need to panic for Southeast. They know they're 1 good pitch away from getting themselves out of the inning. Dust continues to blow in from straightaway center field. Runner goes, throw to second, offline, and the runner turns to take third. It's picked up by Samuelson, but her throw to third is not in time, and we've got a baseball from the other field, a foul ball that comes in and hits Zerflew on the foot. So credit Rogers with a stolen base, and then I guess you have to rule that an E2. And Leedy with 2 away has a chance to tie this game up for Chapman. She will foul this off, and the count goes to 1-2. It's the first time all game that Chapman has had a runner aboard at third base. Southeast looking to snuff this out before that run comes across. The 2-2 from Zerflew is hit out into left. That will get down, and this game is tied. RBI single for Mackenzie Leedy and the Irish are on the board here in the third. We've got a 1-1 ball game on our hands. Good piece of hitting from Leedy, not trying to do too much. And brings Rogers in to score. Here comes Madeline Harold with a chance to keep this going and perhaps earn herself a little more run support. First pitch in for a called strike. Is also looking to get some vengeance here, I'm sure, as Zerflew fanned her the first time up. That was the first strikeout of the day for Carly Zerflew. And it's lifted high in the air out to center field. Settling under it to make the catch is Samuelson, and that'll do it for the third inning. But Mackenzie Leedy drives in the tying run, and we are even Stevens here from Chapman. We'll step away, but we're back with more softball action when we return on the Salina Post Sports Network.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Salina Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, you will feel the difference in our excellent care and compassion. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure at Salina Surgical Hospital. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local, community-involved physicians.
I'm Brian Arms, your mortgage loan originator at Equity Bank here in Salina, Kansas. I'm a lifelong Salina resident here to tell you our bank can offer you mortgage and refinance options with terms designed for you. Why leave our community when you can choose the bank that never forgets it's your money? With 2 locations in town on Ohio Street and Santa Fe Avenue, there's no better time to apply online, in person, or over the phone. Learn more at equitybank.com, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Back to Chapman here on a toasty Thursday afternoon, getting into the early parts of the evening here. And a reminder that coverage of this doubleheader is presented by Kirsten Day, serving the areas of Chapman, southeast of Saline, and more. Contact Kirsten Day at selling785.com. Would also like to thank DK Sports and Fitness, exercise and fitness classes for all ages, featuring boot camp fitness sessions at 7, 5, and 6 every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Heart of the order due up for southeast of Saline. It'll be Kimber Ogerzolka, Ashley Welchel, and Avery Kinkelar. And these are the 3 that did the damage, or at least Ogerzolka did, back in that first inning as Abby Wyatt was able to reach on the air. Ogerzolka hit the RBI single. She is trying to start the party, but, boy, Madeline Harold, every game there's a moment where it just seems like she locks in, and she has reached that point already. It started with a 1-2-3, all strikeout inning back in the second, and since then she has fanned 5 of the 7 that she has faced. Good fastball on the inner half here as the count goes to 1-2 on Ogerzolka, who's going to have to get protective. Remember last time these two faced each other, Southeast had a team batting average over 500, and 19 strikeouts were recorded by Madeline Harold. Ogerzolka will do enough to foul this away and stay alive. Still trying to settle in and battle here as the Lady Trojans now find themselves evened up in a 1-1 ball game. Feels like the way these two pitchers have been dealing, first to 2 might win today. It's just that kind of game, as Ogerzolka is able to do just enough to ease off the bat speed and foul that away. Talking a little bit earlier about head coach Tyler Smith in his first year here with Southeast of Saline, of course the husband of head coach Shauna Smith of Southeast of Saline girls basketball. And, boy, you can just tell as it's another strikeout here for Madeline Harold. You can just tell that Tyler Smith is having a lot of fun. I mean, this is a group of girls that he has been around a lot. Obviously, a lot of players on this team that also play girls basketball for Southeast of Saline, and now a chance to lead them after the retirement of legendary longtime head coach Pesha Potacik. And, I mean, we were talking about Tyler Smith, husband of Shauna Smith, as this ball's popped up, and that'll get back and out of play. Pesha Potacik retires, and her husband, Chance Potacik, takes over as the head baseball coach at Southeast of Saline. Of course, Chance has been plenty involved with Southeast of Saline athletics as the longtime assistant coach and defensive coordinator of the Southeast of Saline football team, the state champion Southeast of Saline football team. Another pitch that'll just miss high here to Ashley Welchel, who popped out her first time up. If they can get through Welchel here, they will face Avery Kinkelar, who kicked off the big run for Harold. Harold's next pitch here will miss outside, and the count goes to 2-1. Lady Trojans just looking to find a way to manufacture a run here. Again, not expecting anybody for SES to be swinging for the fences. They only have one home run all year. And in case you're wondering, that home run came off the bat of Addison Rohr. Or no, Kaya Samuelson. Got to get a new softball here for Harold, who is still fighting with Welchel. Harold got one strikeout through the first 5 batters, and since then she has struck out 6 of 8. The 1-2 is tipped back to Harold. She'll pick it up, and even when she's not recording strikeouts, she's recording outs, as she will take it herself for the second out of the inning, and that brings up Avery Kinkelar. It's kind of the other thing that just shows you how good Madeline Harold is. This is a southeast of Saline team that does not strike out a lot. They have played this year in 8 games. Nobody has double-digit strikeout total on the team. First pitch here will miss away to Kinkelar. Kinkelar got caught looking back in that 4th inning. Pitch to her, raked but foul. Oh, right by the windshield there. I know I make a joke about this almost every broadcast, but boy, that parking looks really good until you see that first foul ball get hit and you go, oh, that's why no one was in the front row today. So it's Avery Kinkelar trying to even out her swing with a 1-1 count. And we'll cut through it for strike 2. Scoreboard out in right field today here on the campus, or just off the campus, depending on how you look at it, of Chapman High School, the football field right behind us. 1-2 to Kinkelar. Swing and a miss. And it's 8 strikeouts in 4 innings for Madeline Harold. We are still tied 1-1 as we go to the home half of inning number 4, halfway home, here from Chapman on the Salina Post Sports Network.
Close your eyes. Now, imagine yourself cheering from the bleachers at Salina South. Feel the pride of donning the colors of Salina Central. Picture the spirit of being part of the Sacred Heart community, or the camaraderie at Southeast of Saline. Envision the thrill of supporting El Saline or Bennington. Visualize the unity in rallying for Minneapolis High. Now, open your eyes and see yourself in team apparel from Messenger Total Promotions. Visit them in person in downtown Salina.
Are you ready to make a meaningful impact? Join our professional healthcare team at Salina Regional Health Center. We're seeking dedicated individuals who are eager to provide exceptional care to our community. Our growing organization offers competitive pay, comprehensive benefits, and opportunities for growth. We are committed to supporting you in your career. If you're ready to join a team that values compassion, teamwork, and outstanding patient care, apply now at srhc.com or reach out to me, Tess Madro, in Human Resources. Great careers start here. Salina Regional Health Center, we take care of you so you can care for others.
More softball action here on the Salina Post Sports Network. Coverage of today's doubleheader presented by Kirsten Day, serving the areas of Chapman, southeast of Saline, and more. Contact Kirsten Day at selling785.com. Well, 1 run for southeast of Saline. That came back in the top of the first. A run for Chapman in the home half of the third, and it has been all quiet aside from that, as both pitchers still working at a really good rate. But Carly Zerflew will have to face the heart of the order. First pitch, a hot shot. That is going to eat up Heinrich at short, and it's going to go down. Again, that's got to be ruled an error. The second error of the day for southeast of Saline, and it will put the leadoff runner aboard here for Chapman as Gustafson reaches with Ellis at the plate. Tegan Ellis batting .448. And you wonder if they might test the arm of Kinkelar. This ball popped up, though. It's right into the mid of Zerflew. And that's a heads-up play by Gustafson, who stayed on the bag. It's a good thing they didn't try to put the hit and run on, because the bunt ends up going down as a pop-up back to the pitcher. So Kennedy Schultz will grab a bat. And try to, again, at the very least, move the runner up. You wonder if they might try the bunt again here. They will not. And you see Gustafson, who runs well. She is the center fielder for a reason. I wonder if she might try to test the arm of Kinkelar here. Schultz reached on a walk back in inning number 2. That was the first base runner allowed by Carly Zerflew today. Zerflew looks back in here. Facing Scholes for the second time, and an off-speed pitch that drops in for strike 2. No, strike 3. Scoreboard's been all over the place today, but that was strike 3 to Scholes, who can only watch it go by. It's the 5th K of the day for Zerflew, and it's 2 away in the inning for Anna Martinez. Martinez looking to earn her stripes as the DP today. Back pick down to first. It was close, but not in time, says Kenton Clark, our field umpire today. So Anna Martinez, another freshman, again batting .412, slugging .471 this year. 5 RBI, just trying to keep the line moving here for Chapman. And we'll watch this fastball up as the count goes even at 1-1. Martinez digs back in, takes upstairs again, another back pick. That one in the dirt. Ogrzolka picks it out. But the count's a 2-1 here on Martinez. She will dig back in once again here. Lined out to short her first time up. And we'll watch strike 2. That was a good pitch low. Had a little outbreaking action to it. Zerflew gets it across the corner. And it's even at 2-2. Zerflew looking for one more good pitch to get out of the inning. And this is not going to be the one. It's up the middle. It's another base knock here for the Lady Irish, as Anna Martinez will keep it rolling. And here comes Olivia Harold. It's just the 3rd hit of the game for Chapman, but they've had 5 different base runners, and now they've got an opportunity to potentially take the lead here from Southeast. Standing in is Olivia Harold, the freshman sister of Madeline Harold, and another of those fresh-faced recruits here for Chapman that has made all the difference as they've gotten off to this 10-0 start. Zerflew had to pitch out of some trouble a few innings ago, and she finds herself in the same spot here. Chapman, for their part in this, though, they've stranded 2 runners in scoring position already. This is hit well out to right, chasing it back. That is over the head and then over the fence for a ground rule double. So I think they're going to have to turn the runner around, because on a ground rule double, you only get 2 bags, and yeah, but it will be an RBI for Olivia Harold, who tattoos one into the wind, and that will score Taylor Gustafson and put runners at 2nd and 3rd here for Chapman. So the Lady Irish take the lead. It's almost unlucky that Chapman, that didn't stay inside the yard, because they would have scored 2, and that certainly would have been a triple for the speedy Harold. But it works out just the same here, and the Irish may not be done yet. Anna Martinez now stands at 3rd. It's Harold at 2nd, and it's Zoe Peterson at the plate. Peterson takes a strike. Count goes 2-2. And Zerflew once again just one good pitch away from putting this inning to bed. Brings it home, high chopper. Zerflew picks it, throw to first in time, and that'll do it for the 4th, but not before the Lady Irish take the lead on a ground rule double for Olivia Harold. We step away. More high school softball when we return on the Salina Post Sports Network.
I've always believed in love stories that last forever. At Vernon Jewelers, we've been crafting these stories for 141 years. Each piece is a chapter in a journey, a testament to timeless romance. Whether it's an engagement ring or a cherished anniversary gift, we create memories that sparkle. Look for that iconic sign and discover our collection and personalized customer service. In our 141st year, we're not old, just really good at what we do. Vernon Jewelers in downtown Salina, because love deserves that perfect setting.
Are you looking to buy or sell real estate? With over 11 years of experience serving Northeast Kansas from Abilene to Wamego, leave it to a professional. Call Kirsten Day, realtor and owner with Homefront Real Estate Group. Buying a home, whether it be your first or second time, is one of the biggest financial decisions you'll make in a lifetime. Therefore, finding the right agent to help you make the process easier is essential. Kirsten Day is there for you and your family every step of the way. Visit Kirsten Day online at selling785.com.
We go to the 5th inning, southeast of Saline with the bottom third of the order up, but Chapman with 1 run in the 3rd and another in the 4th has now taken a 2-1 lead. And the way Madeline Harold's been pitching today, really the way Madeline Harold's been pitching all season, that might be enough. Her first pitch here will miss for a ball, but after giving up the error and the RBI back in the 1st inning, she has allowed 1 base runner. It was an infield single by Kaya Samuelson. That is it. Trying to bunt here is Emma Zerflew, who leads off the inning. Then it'll be Riley Donnelly and then Addison Rohr. Southeast of Saline, in their last 10 at-bats, have struck out 8 times against Harold, who just continues to deal. That one just missed, and the count is 2-1 here to Emma Zerflew. Zerflew digs back in, trying to lead things off here. She'll pop it up. The wind is going to push this over by the dugout, and making the catch going into the dugout is Shar. That's a great catch for Schultz, and it's 1 away in the inning here for Southeast. Boy, literally could not have made that play anywhere else and did glove it just inside the field of play. So that brings up Riley Donnelly, and it's normally too early to start counting down outs, but for Southeast, they've got just 8 more cracks at Harold here to try to get something on the board. First pitch belted down the line in right field. That'll get down. There you go. Riley Donnelly has got a single here, and the Lady Trojans have that tying run aboard for Addison Rohr with 1 away in the inning. If there's one thing Southeast has arguably maybe even too much of, it's speed this year. You wonder if some small ball might be in play. As Addison Rohr grabs a bat, and a speedy right fielder, Riley Donnelly, is aboard at first. And first pitch, yeah, she's taking off. Good bunt, good top spin. Throw to first is in time. But the sacrifice bunt will do what it's meant to do, and that's get Riley Donnelly into scoring position for Reese Heinrich. Reese Heinrich has been insane this year. As a freshman, she's batting .591. She has an on-base percentage of .700. But today she is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. Now would be an excellent time if she can find her way aboard. First pitch to her misses up. You've also got to think anything to the outfield, and I don't think Tyler Smith is going to be shy about sending the runner around third. If he's got a chance to score the tying run, these Lady Trojans are going to take it. 1-0 also misses high, and the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. This is the part of the order that Southeast wants up here, as if they can get to her, it'll be Kaya Samuelson, who's got a hit today, and Abby Wyatt, who reached on the air to left. 2-0 in for a called strike, and the count goes to 2-1 here on Reese Heinrich. Heinrich on the year, 5 RBI, 18 runs scored. She has been struck out just twice. One of those this year was to Harold in the first inning. This ball falling fast over the mitt there. They will go ahead and wave the runner around. Tyler Smith sends the tying run, and Southeast ties it up, as going all the way to third base is Reese Heinrich. Riley Donnelly comes in to score, Boy, nobody thought they were going to send the runner around. I didn't think they were going to send the runner around. But Donnelly comes in, and we are tied, and the Lady Trojans have the potential go-ahead run just 60 feet away. You have to rule it an RBI single for Reese Heinrich, who goes ahead and just takes 2 bags, as in the chaos, the ball got back to the backstop. And it's new life for the Lady Trojans and for freshman Kaya Samuelson, who will stand back in to face Madeline Harold. Takes a strike for the first pitch here. By the way, that is the second earned run allowed by Madeline Harold this year in almost 50 innings of work. Lady Trojans are looking to add one more. The 0-1 off the plate outside. Count goes even at a ball and a strike. Of the 4 runs that have been scored today, only 1 has been earned for both teams. Heinrich hoping to be the second as Samuelson takes high and tight, and the count goes to 2-1. Chapman has not lost a game this year. They are an undefeated 10-0 to start the season. Southeast is riding a 6-game winning streak. One of those things will have to come to an end. This ball taken down the line, just foul. Good stop there for Schultz. And the count is 2-2 here to Kaya Samuelson. Harold looking for her first strikeout of the inning. It would be her 9th strikeout of the game. The 2-2 is jammed and tracked down by Heller. That is a good defensive play, and the Lady Trojans will strand the go-ahead run, but Southeast ties it up on an RBI single from Reese Heinrich. We go to the home half of the 5th. It is a 2-2 ball game on the Salina Post Sports Network.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
We spend 1/3 of our lives working to build our wealth. With over 50 years of combined experience, Billings Group wants to be there to help manage yours. If you're planning for retirement or looking for financial coaching, then come see us on Westchester Drive, east of the YMCA, or visit our website at billingsgroup.com. Securities offered by registered representatives through Private Client Services, member FINRA, SIPC. Advisory products and services offered by investment advisory representatives through RFG Advisory, a registered investment advisor. RFG Advisory, Billings Group, and Private Client Services are unaffiliated entities.
Southeast of Saline bookends 3 empty innings with a run in the first and a run in the 5th, and this game is tied. Now they're looking to keep the runs off the board as Chapman, who has scored 1 in the 3rd and 1 in the 4th, comes back up to bat here as we are in the home half of inning number 5. Carly Zerflew back to work here. First pitch misses up to the top of the order. It's Jay Rogers, Mackenzie Leedy, and Madeline Harold, your 3 due up to lead it off for Chapman. Zerflew rocks back into the windup. That ball on a line just off the mitt. That'll be a hit as it's off the glove of Heinrich, and it's a leadoff single for Jay Rogers, who has now gotten a leadoff hit in in 2 of the last 3 innings. And Chapman looking to pull back ahead here with Mackenzie Leedy with the RBI single at the plate. Coverage of this game is presented by Kirsten Day, serving the areas of Chapman, southeast of Saline, and more. Contact Kirsten Day at selling785.com. So Leedy, who is 1 for 2 with an RBI single today, looking to keep this going for Chapman. I would not be surprised if they try to play some small ball, and they do. You saw southeast of Saline pulled the corners in. No surprise there. Count starts off at 0-1 as Leedy cannot get that down successfully. Southeast was fortunate in the last inning. They tried to lay down a sac bunt, but it was a pop-up back to the pitcher for Tegan Ellis. That's part of the reason that only 1 run came in to score. This is going to be the first hit batsman of the year issued by Carly Zerflew as she plunks Leedy. And it's runners at first and second here for the Lady Irish with nobody out and Madeline Harold at the plate. Coach Smith comes out talking about defensive rotations here. And for as good as Harold is, I know that there might be a softball instinct maybe to have her lay one down here, but you got to let a player like Harold swing away. First pitch to her, misses up and away so far today. A strikeout swinging and a fly out to center for Maddie Harold. Southeast trying to find a way to wrap up the inning here, or at least get a couple of outs. This may help. It's a high infield pop-up. Tracking in and making the catch is Addison Rohr. And that is a huge out number 1 with 2 aboard for Southeast. That brings up Taylor Gustafson. Gustafson today is officially over, but she did come in to score on the error back in the 4th inning. She got caught striking out looking as the PA talking over the pitch, and the runner goes for third. And I think Zerflu might have been a little distracted because the PA was just out here talking in the middle of the pitch, and she kind of shrugged her shoulders at that. And Jay Rogers is going to capitalize with a stolen base. She now finds herself aboard at third. Zerflu looking to focus up here on the hitter. The go-ahead run 60 feet away. Now the runner goes to second. They'll fake it as they go back to Zerflu. And Leedy finds herself in scoring position on the stolen base. So second and third, no chance for a double play. Zerflu's pitch in for a called strike. Boy, a strikeout could go a long way towards sorting out this inning. It is a 1-1 count here on Gustafson. She digs back in, batting from the right side. And another pitch that misses up and away, and the count goes to 2-1. Gustafson runs well. She hits well. She's a .517 batter through the first 10 games of the year. The 2-1, strike 2, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Zerflu has been chugging along. She's been averaging about a strikeout an inning. And almost gets it there as that, again, the scoreboard is just all over the place. Going to have to start keeping balls and strikes myself, as that is a walk to Gustafson. And that brings up Tegan Ellis with the bases loaded. The one advantage for Southeast in this is that now you do have a force at the plate. As you'll see, yeah, the infield will come in and try to cut it down, but it's a great chance here for Chapman to bust this game wide open. Neither team is led by more than 1 run today. That's off the plate, and the count goes even at 1-1 here on Tegan Ellis. Ellis today, a ground out and a pop out. Watches this slow and away, and it's 2-1 here. Zerflu going to have to bring it in. Ellis knows this needs to be over the plate. 2-1 low up the right side. That'll score at least 1 run. They will wave the second runner around. The throw is cut off, and it's a 2 RBI single for Tegan Ellis, who is able to score. Jay Rogers and Mackenzie Leedy, and the Lady Irish lead by 2. It's a 4-2 ball game here in the 5th. Kennedy Scholes will grab a bat. She is the next to come to the plate here for Chapman as Gustafson moved up to third on the play. Nothing has been struck particularly on a line today, but it's been enough to get the runs in for both sides. And that was just a little hot shot down the line. And you have to also wonder if Ogrzolka is playing straight up. That might have even been an out, but with the infield in trying to protect the run and the lead, that allows for 2 to come in to score on the play. Pitch to Scholes, popped up. This one drifting over. Rohr is under it. There's the out, and it's 2 down here in the 5th with Anna Martinez coming to the plate. Well, that dust continuing to blow here. Got so much of it on my scorebook, my pen's starting to not work. Both teams battling the wind today, especially on these infield pop-ups. Martinez hit the single that scored Gustafson. Actually, no, hit the single that got Gustafson to second. That came back in the 4th inning. She is officially 1 for 2 today. That included a line out back in the 2nd. Next pitch on the way. Gustafson on the run, and that will chase Ogerzolka back into the corner as it's an 0-2 count here for Zerflu. And Zerflu has been phenomenal this year, has just a 1.6 ERA coming into this game and had a whip under 1. But Chapman is on the verge of putting her record to 5-2 this year. There's strike 3 looking as Martinez goes down, but not before the Lady Irish strike for 2 big runs. They take a 4-2 lead. They've got Southeast down to their last 6 outs. We go to the 6th here on the Salina Post Sports Network.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Coverage of today's doubleheader is presented by Kirsten Day in the areas of Chapman, selling and serving the areas of Chapman, southeast of Saline, and more. Contact Kirsten Day at selling785.com. Heart of the order due up here for southeast of Saline. Abby Wyatt, Kimber Ogerzolka, and Ashley Welchel. As the first pitch is in for a called strike, and boy, SES did what they could. They battled back. They got the run in the 5th on the pair of hits, but it is getting to be crunch time for the Lady Trojans, who are down to their last 6 outs here, facing one of the best pitchers in Class 4A. Of course, one of the other pitchers who owns that title is Peyton Hardenberger, who pitches for Wamego. She is committed to play softball for Tennessee. Yes, that Tennessee in the SEC. And those two are going to battle it out. It should be a really fun matchup when Wamego comes to town to play Chapman in the regular season finale. Seen arguably more offense than we expected to in this game, even though we've got just 6 runs total and just 3 earned today for both teams. Harold's 2-1 is in the dirt. And an easy enough take there for Abby Wyatt, who's trying to start things off and get the Lady Trojans going here. Wyatt reached on an error, came in to score back in the 1st, struck out swinging in the 3rd, and will foul this right off the mask of catcher Casey Heller, who appears to be all right. Umpire will take a quick look and check in with her. So it's Wyatt in the box here, ready to go on 2-2. Harold takes the look in. 2-2 pitch. Off speed. Barely able to hang on is Wyatt, but she does survive it. And we'll see if she can keep fighting here on 2-2. Boy, again, Harold has had such good command of the zone. She struck out 8 batters in the first 4 innings of this game. That is right on pace with her average this year. 59 strikeouts in 38 innings, and that includes a good performance against Rock Creek. This ball, though, is shot to first. Scholes will tag the bag, and it's 1 down for Southeast in the 6th for Kimber Ogerzolka. Ogerzolka today is 1 for 2, a strikeout and an RBI single. Needing to step up in a big spot here for Southeast of Saline. Lady Trojans trying to give themselves a chance to come back and earn a Game 1 victory. First pitch is chopped right into the glove of Harold. Boy, that had single written all over it, but it's right to the pitcher, and she takes care of it for out number 2. So Ashley Welchel, the DP, the last hope here for Southeast, at least in the 6th, as they're down to their final 4 outs here. Harold looking to hunt them down one by one. First pitch for Harold is lifted out to right field. Peterson back on it, and that is over the wall. It's a home run, the second of the season for Southeast of Saline, as Ashley Welchel gets it up into the jet stream, and the Lady Trojans are down by just 1 here in the 6th. New life for the Lady Trojans. Boy, Welchel tattooed that to the opposite field. And it's Avery Kinkelar with a chance to extend the inning here for Southeast of Saline. Head coach Kyle Cook is going to come out and have a chat with Harold. Not sure about what. She's been really good up to this point. Obviously, going to ride her out for the rest of the game no matter what happens. Really only 2 pitchers that have pitched this year, and they both come from the same family. We expect to see freshman Olivia Harold start game number 2. Madeline looking to close it out, but her lead is shrunk to 1 following the solo shot for Welchel into the wind, no less. See if Southeast can find a way to manufacture one more and at least tie this up. If not, it'll be one last chance for Chapman to add some run support. So here we go. Avery Kinkelar at the plate, 0 for 2. A strikeout looking in the 2nd, a strikeout swinging in the 4th. First pitch from Harold, tries to bunt it, and it's down foul down the first base line. So an 0-1 count here on Avery Kinkelar. It's had a fantastic season to this point. Batting .353, slugging .529. Good pop in the bat. And takes outside here to even the count, or rather take the count to 1-2. It's a tough pitch to lay off of on 2 strikes. I think Coach Smith is asking if it's 1-1. The scoreboard reads 1-2, but the scoreboard's been off all day. This ball popped up, and if it wasn't 2 strikes before, it is now. As Kinkelar is going to have to be cautious here, trying to get it to Emma Zerflew, who is also 0 for 2, and try to at the least get Southeast's lineup in a position where the top of the order could get another at bat. Two-two to Kinkelar in the dirt. So we will do it again. Again, 8 strikeouts for Madeline Harold in this game. 2 of them against Kinkelar. 1 of them against Zerflew, who's in the on-deck circle. The 2-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. And she gets her 3 times today for Madeline Harold. That is her 9th strikeout of the game. But Southeast of Saline brings the lead back down to 1. It's a 4-3 ball game, courtesy of a solo shot for Ashley Welchel. Back with more on the other side on the Salina Post Sports Network.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of 2 types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
Chapman looking to add to a 4-3 lead as we go to the home half of inning number 6 on the other side. No matter what they do here, they'll have Southeast down to their final 3 outs. But the Trojans looking to climb back in this game. Coverage of this doubleheader is presented by Kirsten Day, serving the areas of Chapman, southeast of Saline, and more. We'd also like to thank DK Sports and Fitness with their indoor batting cages for softball and baseball, specialized training for baseball and softball players from Hayes to Wamego, and Marion to Frankfort. DK Sports and Fitness in Chapman. Olivia Harold, Zoe Peterson, and Jay Rogers, the 8, 9, and 1-hole hitters, are due up to lead off the 6th here. Harold kept things going with the ground rule double back in the 4th. She's been swinging a good bat this season for the Irish. Here trying to keep it rolling as this ball is popped up back behind the screen, and that will fall. Harold 1 for 2 today with the double and the strikeout in this game, behind here 0-2. Good chance for Carly Zerflew to pick up the first out of the inning. That pitch gets up and away. And that will roll. Mentioned connections between these two schools all over the field, including assistant coach Wyatt Rutherford, who graduated southeast of Saline back in 2016. Zerflew's 2-strike pitch, swing and a miss. She gets Harold swinging. That is strikeout number 7 on the day for Carly Zerflew, and it's 1 away in the inning for Zoe Peterson. Peterson today is 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out. The really dangerous bats have been the ones that are due up next. Jay Rogers is 2 for 3 with a pair of singles and 2 runs scored. She has scored half of the runs today for the Irish in this opener. Zerflew ready for the pitch, and it's just off the plate as the count goes to 2-0 here. No walks or strikeouts for Peterson this year coming into this game, as she will cut through that. And the count to 1-2 here. Zerflew trying to finish her off. The 1-2 pitch in the dirt, rolled back to Kinkelar. Things even up at 2-2. For Chapman, they'd feel a lot better if they could get at least one more run across and put yourself out of that bloop and a blast territory. 2-strike pitch, misses upstairs, and the count is full. Here to Zoe Peterson. The one thing you really can't have here is a walk. So far this season, Zerflew has walked just 10 batters and will not walk another here as Peterson is down looking. It's the 8th strikeout of the game for Zerflew. It's 2 away, but here comes Jay Rogers, who is 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. Boy, Rogers has been a menace today. 2 singles, 2 stolen bases, 2 runs scored. And might pick up right where she leaves off, although this will hang up, and the catch is made by Samuelson in center. So southeast of Saline, down by 1, down to their final 3 outs. They're up to bat when we come back here on the Salina Post Sports Network.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
Sage is your go-to source for industrial strength cleaning products, ice melt, floor equipment, paper, asphalt, and just about everything in between. Whether you're a maintenance supervisor, a small business, or just wanting your home to look amazing, stop by 732 North 9th Street in Salina, where we will be happy to assist you. You can also visit us at sageselects.com or call us at 309-1919.
Last chance for the Lady Trojans to even this game up as we go to the top of the 7th, and the bottom third of the order is due up to bat. Emma Zerflew, Riley Donnelly, and Addison Rohr will lead it off here in the 7th, trying to get to the top of the order and give somebody at the top maybe a chance to bat. Obviously, the bottom third of the order is solid as well. Not to take anything away from Zerflu, Donnelly, and Rohr, but if you can find a way just to keep the line moving and try to manufacture a run or two here, the Lady Trojans trying to keep that 6-game winning streak alive. Count goes even at 1-1 here on Zerflu, who today is 0 for 2, a strikeout and a pop-out. It doesn't have to be anything particularly hard hit either, as we have seen plenty of balls that have just gotten through holes and up the middle and found a gap here or there. The 1-1, that misses up and away, and the count goes to 2-1 here on Zerflu. The older of the Zerflu sisters, a senior for Southeast of Salina, 294 hitter on the year, will foul this back to the screen, and the count is 3-2. Believe 2-2. Madeline Harold had her best stretch between the second and fourth inning. She struck out 7 of 10. But since then, the Lady Trojans have managed to get to her for a couple of runs. Riley Donnelly, who stands in the on-deck circle, was a part of that. She came in to score on the RBI single from Heinrich. The 2-2 misses outside, and the count is full here to Zerflu. In case you're wondering, Zerflu this year, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts coming into this game, as even that total here. Harold has not walked anybody all day and would have there, but induces the low chase of Zerflu, who will keep the count full here. But that's the problem with Harold. She has so many strikeouts today. Anything that's even in the same zip code, you got to swing. Zerflu digs back in, trying to start the rally for Southeast. Payoff pitch called strike 3. Zerflu could only watch it go by, and it's 10 strikeouts on the day for Madeline Harold as Riley Donnelly comes to the plate. The other thing is that Madeline Harold, with that, has now struck out 7 of the 9 members of the Southeast lineup today. She is not discriminated from top to bottom. First pitch to Donnelly, misses high and inside. Donnelly today is 1 for 2, a single, a run scored, and a strikeout. Southeast only down 1, just trying to get that runner aboard with 1 away in the inning. This ball popped foul, out of play here. Evens it up at 1-1. Just a reminder, we'll have coverage of game number 2 of this doubleheader coming your way about 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one. And if you're enjoying coverage of Southeast of Saline and Chapman here on the Salina Post, be sure to like the channel here, subscribe, really helps us out a lot here on Salina Post Sports. The 1-1 to Donnelly, misses high and away. Good take there, patience from Donnelly. This is where she worked herself into a good count. On the pitch, she would eventually drive to left for the single. The 1-1. Outside, ball 3. And it's a 3-1 count now. And if ever there were a pitch to drive, it's whatever's coming next for Madeline Harold. It's not going to be easy. But for Donnelly, she knows this next pitch has to be in the zone. 3-1. Ooh, called strike. Looked a little low, but it's a full count here to Donnelly, who's going to have to get protective here on 3-2. Madeline Harold has already struck out 10 batters today. And a little excuse me swing. She'll glove it herself. And the Lady Trojans are down to their final hope here. Addison Rohr comes to the plate. Top of the order, due up next, Heinrich, Samuelson, and Wyatt. But Southeast is down to their last out for all intents and purposes. Rohr today is 0 for 2, a sac bunt and a strikeout. She'll take the first pitch up and away for ball 1. Harold is undefeated this year. As the starting pitcher, she is 8-0. Her next pitch swung on and missed. And the count quickly goes to 1-1 here on Roar. Harold would love to do it herself, but her defense has picked her up as well. 1-1 pitch, cut on and missed, and Madeline Harold is one pitch away from wrapping it up. Harold has dominated in the circle today. She's allowed just the 3 runs, only 2 of them earned, 10 strikeouts today, and will get a ground ball. She wanted to glove it herself. It's picked up by other Harold, and a safe call at first as Roar reaches, and the Lady Trojans have the potential game-tying run aboard with 2 away in the top of the order at the plate. Reese Heinrich finally solved the Rubik's Cube that is Madeline Harold last time up. She singled and drove in Riley Donnelly. It's a big RBI. It put the Lady Trojans even at the time. She would love to do the same thing here. Harold looking for one more weak swing. First pitch on the way. Misses up and in. You also wonder how aggressive Southeast will run the base paths, knowing that is the final out, but also the potential game-tying run aboard at first. And a gut check for Tyler Smith and company as Southeast looks to get it done. The 1-0, big swing and a miss. And now you see Heller starting to look back down to first, perhaps thinking about a back pick, although you also don't want to risk airmailing it into the outfield. 1-1 count to Heinrich. She is 1 for 3 today. Pitch on the way. Outside. There goes the runner. The throw to second, not in time. And a stolen base for Addison Roar will put the game-tying run at second in scoring position. Both teams can feel it here. Harold knows she is right on the cusp of keeping her team undefeated at 11-0. Heinrich will adjust the helmet here. Harold back in the circle. The 2-1. Outside, ball 3. And with Kaya Samuelson in the on-deck circle, any way you can find to get to first is great. Bonus points if you can find a way to move Heinrich to third. 3 balls, 1 strike. The pitch from Harold is fouled away. And once again, Madeline Harold is 1 pitch away from wrapping up this game in style. This has been a solid pitcher's duel. 4-3 lead for Chapman. 10 strikeouts for Harold. 1 out away from the win. The 3-2. Misses up and away. Actually, they say 2-2, now 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. The payoff pitch. Called strike 3, and that will do it as Madeline Harold picks up strikeout number 11, and her Lady Irish move to 11-0. They get the win 4-3 here in game number 1. We're back with game number 2 about 30 minutes after the conclusion here. We'll be back again with the second game of this doubleheader presented by Kirsten Day, serving the areas of Chapman, southeast of Saline, and more. Contact Kirsten Day at selling785.com. Well, welcome back in here on the campus of Chapman High School for game number 2 of our doubleheader between Southeast of Saline and the Chapman Lady Irish, presented today by Kirsten Day, serving the areas of Chapman, Southeast of Saline, and more. Contact Kirsten Day at selling785.com. Boy, the first game delivered about what we expected it would. Obviously, a fantastic pair of pitchers that went at it back in the first contest between these two, and now it will turn over on the Chapman side, at least, to Olivia Harold, who comes in. She will pick up where her older sister left off, and we'll see how Southeast of Saline responds, as they will put a very similar lineup. Let's check that lineup now, presented by the good folks at Billings Group. Reese Heinrich, the shortstop, will lead it off, followed by center fielder Kaya Samuelson, left fielder Abby Wyatt, and first baseman Kimber Ogerzolka in the cleanup spot today. Batting fifth, it's third baseman Ashley Welchel, then catcher Avery Kinkelar, second baseman Emma Zerflu, pitcher Carly Dye, and right fielder Carly Zerflu in the back spot of the lineup for Southeast of Saline here in game number 2. It's been like I said, a really fun doubleheader so far. And game number 1, of course, went to Chapman 4-3. So the Lady Trojans are looking to bounce back. They're also looking to give Chapman what would be their first loss of the season, as the Lady Irish are off to a phenomenal start. They are 11-0 through their first 11 games of the year, and that includes a doubleheader victory that we mentioned earlier against the Rock Creek Mustangs. It's a Rock Creek team that is consistently in the mix for state titles in Class 3A. Another ball that gets by, and it's a leadoff walk for Reese Heinrich. The first walk of the day to a Southeast of Saline batter in either game of this doubleheader, and it comes here in the leadoff spot, as Southeast of Saline's got all of Heinrich's speed aboard and nobody out for Kaya Samuelson. Lady Trojans, like I said, they came into this game. They were riding a 6-game winning streak of their own. They were hitting .473 as a team as Heinrich takes off. It's a low pitch, and the throw down to second not nearly in time to get the speedy Reese Heinrich, who's got a stolen base here. Sun beating down. I get a preview of summer. It's about 89 degrees here at first pitch. Plenty of wind. It is blowing in. And we'll see how that impacts things in game number 2 as it did back in game number 1. Samuelson back at the plate. She'll square to bunt. Gets down a beauty coming in, and they'll try to make the throw to third. Gat gets into the outfield, and they're going to send their runner. Ellis comes in. There won't be a throw. Up to second is Samuelson, and Southeast of Saline is going to score their first run of the day on a stolen base that gets by Martinez at third. Good stuff there, as Southeast of Saline is able to lay down the bunt. And curious that they tried to go the short way, or I guess technically from there that's the long way. The result is the same. It's a bunt single for Samuelson, and it's an RBI as now another pitch gets by, and boy, Samuelson is going to take third. Southeast sitting pretty here in the top of the first with another run 90 feet or 60 feet away for Abby Wyatt. Wyatt's been swinging a white-hot bat all season long. She comes in to this one batting .704. Will take the first strike, I believe, of the day here from Olivia Harold. Let's meet the starting pitcher here for Chapman. Olivia Harold is a freshman making her 6th appearance and 6th start of the season. She has tossed 18 innings, a 3-0 record, a 3.89 ERA, 33 strikeouts, only 12 walks, and another wild pitch. The runner comes home. Samuelson beats the throw, and Southeast of Saline with a 2-0 lead in the top of the first, and nobody out here for Abby Wyatt. Wild pitches have been a big problem here early on for Olivia Harold, as she has seen 4 or 5 of those get back to the backstop. And they take just enough of a skip that they hang up. Here the count is 3-0 to Abby Wyatt. And Wyatt will take another. I believe it's actually a 2-1 count. I got to stop looking at that scoreboard. Wyatt now with a 3-1 count, digs back in, trying to keep the inning rolling here for the Lady Trojans. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss, and the count goes full here to Abby Wyatt. In the field, Casey Heller is your starting catcher at Schultz at first, Leedy at second, Rogers at short, Martinez at third. The outfield from left to right consists of Ellis, Gustafson, and Maddie Harold. And it's another walk for southeast of Saline. Abby Wyatt will take her base. That's 2 free passes issued, and Kimber Ogerzolka is coming to the plate. The wind today has been no joke. Gusts of up to 30 miles an hour. Again, it is blowing straight in from left field. Ogerzolka at the plate. You wonder if Wyatt's not long for first, especially the way these pitches have been low. Tough to throw down. Heller looking for her first defensive assist of the day. Swing and a miss for Ogerzolka. Ogerzolka had an RBI single in the first inning. That's how Southeast got on the board to start game number 1. Olivia Harold's next pitch, that almost comes in and gets her on the foot. Ogerzolka able to lift it up in time to stay away from the fastball. So again, the Harold sisters have handled all of the pitching this year, save for 1 inning pitched by Kaylee Livingston. Next offering to Ogerzolka, that misses up. And a count 2-1 here on the Southeast first baseman. Kimber Ogerzolka came into today batting .500 on the nose through the first 8 games of the season for Southeast of Saline. And here will take one slow roller, takes a hop. They throw to second for 1, back to first, not in time. So Ogerzolka grounds into the fielder's choice, and that will bring Ashley Welchel to the plate with 2 away and 2 across already. Welchel, the third baseman, batting .611 in the first set of contests. She had the home run to right field today. Again, a little surprised that anyone was able to muscle one out, just given how much wind both teams are dealing with. But she was able to find a way. Right now, just trying to restart the rally here for the Lady Trojans, who lead it 2-0. The pitch from Harold. Called strike. Up. It's Ogerzolka at first. If they can get to her, it's Avery Kinkelar in the on-deck circle for Southeast of Saline. Chapman sets and fires. And a called strike down and in. Harold starting to paint the corners a little bit. And a 2-strike count now to Ashley Welchel, who will have to shorten up a touch on the bat. Welchel just 2 strikeouts this season. Make it 3, though, as that one is across. And she takes it looking. And that is the second out of the inning. It's the first strikeout of the day for Olivia Harold. And it brings Avery Kinkelar to the plate. Kinkelar standing in from the right side. First pitch to her. Again, misses inside. Half-hearted back pick thrown back down to first. Kinkelar had a really tough day at the plate in game number 1. She was 0 for 3, had the hat trick with 3 strikeouts. 3 of the 11 on the day for Maddie Harold. Now facing her sister, Olivia Harold. And a pitch that misses low will bring the count to 2-1. Sun setting kind of right in the face of a right-handed hitter. Back behind the right field foul pole. Well, not really a foul pole here at this field with the temporary fencing, but where the foul pole would be. Another low pitch, another good take for Kinkelar, and the count goes to 3-0. More than likely, Kinkelar going to be taking all the way here with 2 strikes and 2 away. Let's see if Harold brings one down the pipe. Well, tried, but it's up and away. It's a walk to Kinkelar. And Southeast of Saline has only had 1 hit in this inning, but they've had 4 walks. A walk to Heinrich, a bunt single for Samuelson, and now our first courtesy runner of the day, as Carmen Courtois is going to come in to run for Avery Kinkelar. So it's Courtois at first. And it's Emma Zerflew at the plate. Zerflew was 1 for 3. She laid down a sac bunt, had a strikeout, and then singled and stole a base back in the first game of this 2-game set. She will swing at the first pitch she sees here, falls behind at 0-1. Wonder if Olivia Harold just needs some time to maybe settle in here, but the walks have been an early concern for Chapman. That ball fouled back to the screen. Count goes to 0-2. Harold still trying to get out of this top of the first with just the 2 runs of damage dealt. Southeast trying to find a way to break this open here in the first. 0-2, chopper foul down the third base line. That'll be scooped up by Martinez. Want to say a special thank you to Amanda West State Farm Agency in Abilene, supporting all area student athletes, and to Day Excavating and Concrete for their support of today's game. And a called strike on the inner half will put Emma Zerflew down on strikes and will put a stop to the rally for Southeast. But the Lady Trojans strike twice. We go to the home half of inning number 1 with Southeast up 2-0 here on the Salina Post Sports Network.
Are you looking to buy or sell real estate? With over 11 years of experience serving Northeast Kansas from Abilene to Wamego, leave it to a professional. Call Kirsten Day, Realtor and owner with Homefront Real Estate Group. Buying a home, whether it be your first or second time, is one of the biggest financial decisions you'll make in a lifetime. Therefore, finding the right agent to help you make the process easier is essential. Kirsten Day is there for you and your family every step of the way. Visit Kirsten Day online at selling785.com.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
Welcome back in here on our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, presented today by Kirsten Day, serving the areas of Chapman, southeast of Saline, and more. Contact Kirsten Day at selling785.com. Would also like to thank DK Sports and Fitness, exercise and fitness classes for all ages, featuring boot camp fitness sessions at 5, 6, and 7 a.m. every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Southeast of Saline will put Carly Dye in the circle here for game number 2. But before we look at her, let's take a look at the starting lineup for Chapman. Widely unchanged from game number 1. Jay Rogers, the shortstop, will lead it off. She'll be followed by second baseman Mackenzie Leedy, then right fielder Maddie Harrell. First pitch in there for a called strike. Batting cleanup today is Taylor Gustafson, the center fielder, then left fielder Tegan Ellis, first baseman Kennedy Schultz, third baseman Anna Martinez, pitcher Olivia Harold, and catcher Casey Heller. This one is fouled back to the screen. In the circle, as I mentioned, for Southeast of Saline is junior Carly Dye. She is making her 4th appearance and start of the year. She is the second most tenured pitcher on the team with a 1-0 record, a 4.67 ERA, 6 strikeouts, and 6 walks so far this year. This ball rocketed back up the middle. Boy, Jay Rogers has been on a tear today. That is her 3rd single of this doubleheader. And Chapman thinking about finding a way to tie this up as they've got a runner aboard for Mackenzie Leedy. Your starters in the field around the horn for Southeast of Saline. It's Avery Kinkelar behind the plate, Kimber Ogrzolka at first, Emma Zerflew at second, Reese Heinrich at short, and Ashley Welchel at third. Runner goes on the first pitch. Good throw to second, but not in time to get the speedy Rogers, who's got another stolen base today. The outfield from left to right for Southeast, it's Abby Wyatt, Kaya Samuelson, and Carly Zerflew. Southeast trying to keep the sheet clean here in the first inning. Another ball that's chopped this time to first. Ogrzolka will take it herself, but Rogers is up to third. That's as good as a sacrifice bunt. And Maddie Harold, who had a slow game 1 at the plate with a chance to bring in the first run of the game here from the 3-hole. Harold was excellent in the circle as always. This is interesting. They'll check the runner. She will come to the plate. Throw to first in time. Throw back home, not in time. And Harold will drive in a run on an RBI ground out as Jay Rogers comes in to score the first run of the game for Chapman. And the Irish have cut the lead down to 1. Taylor Gustafson will bat with 2 away here for the Irish, trying to get her team back on the base paths. Cuts through the first pitch, off speed there for Carly Dye. Of course, all of the pitching from a season ago gone for Southeast of Saline. They lost a big senior class that included Lexi Jacobson, Brenna Baird. As this pitch is out of play, Maddie Harris, Brielle Potachik, JC Berghardt, and Brooklyn Adams. So pitching was always going to be a big question mark for Southeast. They brought back a lot of good bats, and they have sorted out the pitching this season as this ball is chopped to short. Heinrich picks it up, and the throw to first is in time. So Chapman gets a run back. We go to the second. It's a 2-1 lead for Southeast of Saline on our Salina Post Game of the Week.
We spend 1/3 of our lives working to build our wealth. With over 50 years of combined experience, Billings Group wants to be there to help manage yours. If you're planning for retirement or looking for financial coaching, then come see us on Westchester Drive, east of the YMCA, or visit our website at billingsgroup.com. Securities offered by registered representatives through Private Client Services, member FINRA, SIPC. Advisory products and services offered by investment advisory representatives through RFG Advisory, a registered investment advisor. RFG Advisory, Billings Group, and Private Client Services are unaffiliated entities.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
Back to softball here on the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, presented by Kirsten Day, serving the areas of Chapman, southeast of Saline, and more. Contact Kirsten Day at selling785.com. A quick check of our Bennington State Bank scoreboard, and by a check of our scoreboard, I mean a check of the scoreboard directly behind us. See Southeast's baseball team leading Chapman 12-9 in the 7th, trying to close out a win on the road. Of course, here it was the Lady Irish who took a 4-3 win. Boy, it was close. 6 hits for both clubs, 2 errors for both clubs. Ultimately, the pitching of Madeline Harold proved to be the difference as the first pitch is fouled away here by Carly Dye. And it'll be Carly Dye, Carly Zerflew, and Reese Heinrich to lead off the second here for Southeast. Olivia Harold here in her second inning of work against the Lady Trojans. Rocks into the windup, delivers the pitch, and a swing and a miss for Dye will see her down 0-2. This is the first at-bat of the day for Dye. Not only that, but she has come to the plate fewer than 10 times all season. See what she can do here as the 2-strike pitch is lifted out to left field, but Ellis is over and on it to make the catch for out number 1. So 1 away for Carly Zerflew, who also did not bat in the first game of this doubleheader. Zerflew, though, has seen a good set of at-bats this season, a 273 average, 364 slugging, and 3 driven in this year. Open stance for her, facing Olivia Harold for the first time. That wind continuing to howl in as the pitch is a called strike across the plate. Zerflew nods her head as she's seen where that's at. And boy, Olivia Harold has really settled in here in the second inning after a rough start. You always wonder against a freshman pitcher if the wheels are going to fall off after walking 3 of the first 5 that she faced, but settled back, got a couple of strikeouts, and then the fly out of Dye here misses and evens the count at 1-1. Zerflew ready to go here. First pitch, and tries to ambush with a bunt, but can't keep it in play. Brings the count to 1-2 here. Again, the bottom two of the order did not bat the first time around. Addison Rohr and Riley Donnelly are the two bats that are lifted from the lineup. Each of them had a hit in game number 1. Harold's pitch is low. We're even at 2 apiece. Top of the order that did the damage in the top of the first. Coming up next. Harold rolls through. Her pitch is in the dirt. And the count is full here to Carly Zerflew. Already 3 walks the first time through the order for Olivia Harold. The payoff pitch, swung on and missed. No, tipped foul. As Zerflew stays alive, I wondered with how far that got away from Heller. Also would have given her a chance potentially to take a base, but that is a good piece of defensive hitting for Carly Zerflew. She will stand back in here from the left side. Olivia Harold hunting down the second out of the inning. Another 3-2. This one hit softly to Martinez, who picks it up. The throw to first is in time, and that will get Carly Zerflew for the second out of the inning to bring up Reese Heinrich. Heinrich, the prototypical leadoff hitter, the sophomore, getting on base again at a 700 clip this year. The only player better is Abby Wyatt at 714. Of course, those numbers came down somewhat for Heinrich after the dominant performance by Harold. Olivia Harold's first pitch off the plate. And the count starts at 1-0. Things should cool off pretty good here in Chapman as the sun starts to set. Again, back behind the right field corner. Another pitch off the plate. Count starts off at 2-0, and good patience by Heinrich, who reached on a walk her first time up. She's ahead in the count again, 2-0 here. Samuelson on deck if they can get to her. 2-0 from Harold. Thought about it, thought better of it, and took it for ball 3, and Heinrich likely going to be taking all the way here, I would imagine. So no risk for Harold. Might as well breeze it in there. See if the bat stays on the shoulder here for Heinrich. And yep, taking all the way there. Solid crowd on hand here for both sides. Only about 30 minutes to Salina, about 45 to Gypsum. And the Southeast faithful, as they always do, have showed out to support Trojan and Lady Trojan baseball and softball today. The 3-1 in the dirt, ball 4. And another walk, this time with 2 away, is issued here to Reese Heinrich, who has walked twice today. That brings up Kaya Samuelson. Samuelson laid down a beauty of a bunt back in the first part of the first inning. Not only did that succeed in moving Heinrich up, but also got her to first and then to second on the error. They will run Heinrich down to second. It's a decent throw, but it's not in time. It's about as good of a throw as what you can have, and Heinrich has stolen second for the second time today. And this was the situation. Samuelson laid down the bunt. They tried to throw the runner out at third. And the throw got by. That allowed the run to score. Here it's inside. Samuelson, or rather Heinrich, takes off, and she's safe again. Boy, it doesn't take much for Heinrich to run. She's got 3 stolen bases in this game already, and we're only in the second inning. So she's now 60 feet away, represents a big insurance run. Pitch to Kaya Samuelson. Big swing and a miss. And Samuelson will fall behind here. Two and one to count. Samuelson trying to bring in another run. Be her second RBI of the day if she can. And we'll foul it back to the screen and then into the southeast dugout. Boy, you got to keep your head on a swivel there. Some cloud coverage really for the first time all evening. Shading in here at Chapman. Olivia Harold trying to find a way to close it out. The pitch to Samuelson is outside, called strike three. And it says a little something here that all three of the strikeouts have been looking. Southeast will have to adjust. We go to the home half of the second. SES still leads it 2-1 on the here on the Salina Post Sports Network.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
From raw honey to wax melts to beekeeping tools, boxes, and frames, AJ Honey Farms has it all and more. Be sure to check out their salves. Salves is a powerful blend of nature's best ingredients. Beeswax, crafted with care to soothe and nourish your dry skin, minor cuts, and burns. And for dry lips, try out their Happy Bee Balm. Treat yourself to their locally produced honey items or get a beautifully packaged gift set for a loved one. Stop in to see AJ Honey Farms at 901 North 9th Street. More than just a honey store.
Back to softball here on our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, presented today by Kirsten Day, serving the areas of Chapman, southeast of Salina, and more. I'd also like to say a special thank you to DK Sports and Fitness, indoor batting cages for softball and baseball, specialized training for baseball and softball players from Hayes to Wamego, and Marion to Frankfort. DK Sports and Fitness in Chapman. Tegan Ellis, Kennedy Schultz, and Anna Martinez to lead off the second for the Lady Irish and take their first look at Carly Dye. And Dye is making her fourth start of the season. The only other pitcher who has started a game this year is Avery Kinkelar, who went 5 scoreless innings. Still has a perfect ERA, 5 strikeouts to 3 walks, but they really like what they have in Carly Dye. As this ball is popped up foul, and that'll almost make its way to the baseball diamond. And boy, that's kind of the danger of this complex. Foul balls that get back behind the backstop have a chance to go right into the stand area. As a swing and a miss for strike 3. There's the first K of the day for Dye. That puts Tegan Ellis down, and it brings up Kennedy Schultz. Those wind gusts, like I said, they have been no joke today. On a hot, windy day in Chapman. Talking about gusts up to 30 miles an hour that have been coming straight in all day. So it's Kennedy Schultz standing in. Next pitch on the way. Big swing and a miss. And the count evens at 1-1 as Carly Dye is starting to heat it up. Both teams have thrown their ace already in a pitcher's duel back in game 1. Dye tries to induce the chase. Nothing doing here. Again, facing Schultz, who back in game 1 was 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a walk. This ball popped up. That'll stay on the infield, drifting near the dugout, and it's past the glove of Overgrzolka. So Kennedy Schultz stays alive here on 2-2. And will have one more chance to try to get herself aboard with Anna Martinez, the only other player guaranteed an at-bat here in the inning. Pitch on the way, again fouled off. Down that first base line. Wyatt Rutherford, assistant coach, makes the play. That wind just continues to howl straight in. Pitch on the way. Ooh, off the nub of the bat, I think, unless that's what the argument is here for Schultz. I think Schultz was trying to say that it hit her, but it hit off the very end of the bat. And, yeah, I think she's saying that she got hit there, but it's ruled a foul ball. She'll have to stand in and do it again with a sore hand. Dye's 2-strike pitch. This one is put in play. Knocked down by Zerflu. Throw to first in time. 2 away for the Lady Trojans. Here in the second to bring up Anna Martinez. Martinez, who was the DP in Game 1, had a good performance as she was able to close it out. 1 for 3, a hard line out, and a big single that got the rally going for Chapman back in that 5th inning. Dye digs in from the circle. Again, Martinez trying to get something started for the Lady Irish in a 2-1 ball game. Chases upstairs, though, and evens the count at 1-1. Olivia Harold, the freshman who hit the RBI ground rule double, is in the on-deck circle. Another big swing and a miss. And the count to 2-2 here on Anna Martinez. Pitch, big swing and a miss, strike 3, and Martinez is down. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Dye. Southeast of Saline back up to bat. When we come back, they lead it 2-1 on the Salina Post Sports Network.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
To the 3rd inning we go. Abby Wyatt, Kimber Ogre-Zolka, and Ashley Welchel are your 3 due up here for Southeast of Salina. Another inning of work for Olivia Harold. Harold got off to a rough start. The top 4 of the lineup and 5 of the first 6 batters reached base for Southeast of Saline, but since then she has faced 4. She has put down 3 of them, including a pair of big strikeouts, and now will face the last batter that was part of that run, and Abby Wyatt, who walked in the first inning. Walks have been the main issue. 4 walks, 1 hit given up by Harold today. Her first pitch on the way, in there for a called strike. And I will say, as this game has gone on, she has been more content to just kind of pound the zone and try to rattle it home and trust her defense. She's going to need to do more of that against the Southeast lineup, as the next pitch is well up. That ball is hit onto the JV softball field, although that one no longer in use after the conclusion of the JV game today. So it's 0-2 to Abby Wyatt. Still batting from the left side. And it's Olivia Harold in the circle, trying to retire her for the 3rd out. Misses outside. Count goes to 1-2. This is always a fun series of softball, at least over the last couple of years. These two split a season ago. And even though the names and the faces have changed, the quality of softball is not. As last year it was a 5-1, 16-inning win for the Chapman Lady Irish, and then Southeast came back. They took the early lead, and we ran out of sunlight. There are lights here at this facility. They haven't turned them on just yet, as another ball is slapped foul to stay alive here by Abby Wyatt, who continues to fight. And we'll come back and grab a couple more softballs here. Kenton Clark is your home plate umpire. It's Chuck Vogan in the field. Wyatt's still battling here in the early goings of the inning. She will chop this to short, trying to beat the throw out at first, and will not, as Abby Wyatt grounds out to Rogers at short. And it's one away here in the third with Ogre Zolka at the plate. A lot of long at-bats for Olivia Harold, who has been toying with the zone a good amount in this game. And I mean, for a pitcher that has not been overpowering, she does have 33 strikeouts on the year, but she is more of a pitcher that's going to try to go get you herself than one that's just going to pitch to contact and hope their defense cleans it all up. Third inning action here on our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. A reminder, tomorrow we'll be back in action in Salina as the South Cougars and Lady Mustangs of Central do battle on the softball diamond. We'll have coverage of that starting at 4 p.m. from Salina. It's our third doubleheader of the week, a jam-packed week of action on the Salina Post Sports Network this time around. This ball tipped back and foul, and the count evens at 2-2 on Ogre Zolka, who grounded into a fielder's choice back in the first inning. It's definitely still plenty of light. Sun tucked behind a big cluster of clouds. 2-2, swung on and missed. Strikeout number 4 for Olivia Harold. And Ashley Welchel, the last chance for the Lady Trojans to get something going here in the third. They do still lead 2-1, but hey, you just feel like a one-run lead is not going to be enough for either of these two teams to comfortably cruise the rest of the way. Harold's been really good so far in this contest. She will rock into the windup, delivers the first pitch. That ball is hit well out to right center, but it hangs up long enough for Maddie Harold to glove it. And that'll do it for the top of the third. We go to the home half of inning number 3. Still a 2-1 lead for Southeast on the Salina Post Sports Network.
When there is wastewater backing up into your home, time is crucial. Hours are precious to minimize the mess and damage. That is where Salina Septic Service looks out for you with direct access to their dispatch board, so you can schedule the first available appointment, upload pictures and description of your problem on the Salina Septic Service website, and secure your appointment 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Money-saving specials now and information on worry-free service plans when you visit salinasepticservice.com.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Salina Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, you will feel the difference in our excellent care and compassion. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure at Salina Surgical Hospital. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local, community-involved physicians.
Back at the ballpark here on the campus of on the campus of Chapman High School. Tyler Henry alongside you. Brian Dennett handling all of our camera and production duties here today. And it's the 8, 9, and 1-hole hitters due up here. Olivia Harold, Casey Heller, and Jay Rogers. For the Chapman Lady Irish, they got off to an excellent start. Rogers reached on a single, stole second, and then was driven in on an RBI ground out by Maddie Harold. But since then, no one has reached base, as Carly Dye was able to put down 3 in a row and then did the same in the second, including her first 2 strikeouts of the day. First pitch here, or second pitch rather, to Olivia Harold. That ball right back here in our territory, but it will continue to drift and find its way back to the concourse. Yeah, from right here with the way this is set up, I don't think I'm ever getting a foul ball. That's probably not going to happen, at least not here field side. Southeast still holding that 2-1 lead. A great chance for the Irish to try their luck and see if they can't find a way to trim it down. Both pitchers have impressed early on for the two arms for these teams. Big swing and a miss here, and the strikeout parade continues. That is 3 of the last 4 batters struck out for Carly Dye, and it brings Casey Heller to the plate. Heller is the only bat that will swing away here that did not bat in the first game of this doubleheader. You go back and take a look at Heller's numbers on the year, and the senior, in a smaller sample size, is batting .600, but that is 6 of 9 on the year. She was utilized as the flex in the first game of this set. And, of course, is catching both games defensively for Chapman. Called strike will put her down 1-2. And she'll have to get protective of the plate as Dye is hunting her 4th strikeout of the day. Pitch on the way, 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. It's back-to-back strikeouts for Carly Dye. And Southeast of Saline 1 out away from getting to the 4th unscathed. Dye from the circle, ready to go here. First pitch on the way, misses low and outside. Jay Rogers has been fantastic today. She is 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored in this game, 2 for 4 with 2 singles and 2 runs scored back in the opener. Here she'll foul one away, but you got to think Chapman in this doubleheader has scored 5 runs, and 3 of them have been Jay Rogers coming across the plate. She has contributed more than half of Chapman's total runs in this doubleheader today. This one misses in the dirt. And the count even at 1-1 here. Carly Dye has really settled in after that leadoff single, but it was Rogers who got the hit off of her. Rogers has had the best day at the plate, I would say, for either team, but falls behind 1-2 here. Dye has struck out 4 of the last 5. This ball lifted out to left, coming in, fighting the wind and making the catch is Abby Wyatt. And it's 3 up, 3 down again in the 3rd. We go to the home half, no, to the 4th. Southeast leading 2-1 on the Salina Post Sports Network.
I'm Ryan Arms, your mortgage loan originator at Equity Bank here in Salina, Kansas. I'm a lifelong Salina resident here to tell you our bank can offer you mortgage and refinance options with terms designed for you. Why leave our community when you can choose the bank that never forgets it's your money? With 2 locations in town on Ohio Street and Santa Fe Avenue, there's no better time to apply online, in person, or over the phone. Learn more at equitybank.com, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Close your eyes. Now, imagine yourself cheering from the bleachers at Salina South. Feel the pride of donning the colors of Salina Central. Picture the spirit of being part of the Sacred Heart community, or the camaraderie at Southeast of Saline. Envision the thrill of supporting El Saline or Bennington. Visualize the unity in rallying for Minneapolis High. Now, open your eyes and see yourself in team apparel from Messenger Total Promotions. Visit them in person in downtown Salina.
Southeast of Saline back up to bat as we go to the 4th inning. And after a 2-1 lead taken for Southeast in the first, both teams have gone quiet offensively down the home stretch here as we are just about halfway home from Chapman High School. For Southeast, it will be Avery Kinkelar, Emma Zerflew, and Carly Dye to lead things off here in the 4th inning. And Southeast, since then, they've only managed to score the 2 runs, and they've done it on just 1 hit, and that was the infield single from Kaya Samuelson. Aside from that, all of the base runners for SES have been walks. They have not had a hit since the first inning. And they will not have one on the first swing here as Avery Kinkelar will come up underneath and falls behind 0-1. Again, Kinkelar, Zerflu, and Dye, the 6, 7, and 8 hole hitters. And another miss for Kinkelar here. 0 for 3 with a trio of strikeouts in the opener of this 2-game set. She's swung a good bat this season across the board. Trying to straighten it out here on 0-2. Pitch on the way. That's laced into left field. It's the first hit of the day for Kinkelar. It's the first hit for southeast of Saline since the first inning. And the Lady Trojans have a runner aboard here with nobody out for Emma Zerflu. Well, it's bark at the park here in Chapman. Got a couple of doggos out today supporting their respective teams. Emma Zerflu, who is 0 for 1 with a strikeout here in this game, will stride to the dish for the second time. She'll square to bunt, pulls it back, and the runner will stay put as Kinkelar holds up where she's at. No courtesy runner this time around, I don't think. So Kinkelar stays put at first. Next pitch, again squaring to bunt, trying to get it down, but it's foul. Nothing doing that time around. And the count even at 1-1. Harold knows the bunt is on here. The corners are pulled in. Southeast trying to play some small ball in another low-scoring game. She's kept everything hard and low. This time the bunt, nope, foul. Just down the line for Schultz, and now Southeast will have to swing away. Wonder if they risk sending the runner and maybe try the hit and run here. Options for the Lady Trojans with only one out. Only thing that doesn't help you here is a strikeout. The 1-2. Fouled back to the screen. We'll do it again as Zerflu continues to fight. I'll say a special thank you to Day Excavating and Concrete and to Amanda West State Farm Agency in Abilene, supporting all area student athletes for their support of today's game. Another 1-2 to Zerflu and another foul ball that finds its way back to the baseball diamond, but I believe they are in between games right now. Let's see if we can't pull a final score from game number 1. Here at Southeast Softball, looking to come back and force a split with the Lady Irish of Chapman, who are undefeated on the year. It's been 1-2 for a while here on Zerflu. Harold brings home the pitch. It misses outside, and that will allow Kinkelar to move up to second on the passed ball. So the count goes to 2-2. Zerflu now thinking about maybe trying to drive in a run. Be a great opportunity if she can get that across, and you wonder, again, with runs coming at a premium and Carly Dye pitching well, how much Southeast might need. That won't help, though, as a swing and a miss. It's the 5th strikeout of the game for Harold, and it's one away here in the 4th for the aforementioned Carly Dye. Dye trying to help her own cause here, today's starting pitcher of record, batting from the right side. First pitch inside and high, but swung at nonetheless as Dye cuts through it. This is one of the more aggressively Kansas high school fields across the state, as you got the grain silos off in the distance beyond the left field fence. And now it looks like Coach Smith wants to talk about something here. Not sure what that's all about. He comes out, has a brief word with the home plate umpire, and it looks like we're good to play on here. So whatever that was, the count is still 1-1. Reads 1-0 on the scoreboard. And now they'll straighten it out. 1-1 to die. Swing and a miss. And yep, she'll fall behind 1-2. I've almost been more impressed just because we didn't know what to expect with Olivia Harold and Carly Dye pitching in this second game. We weren't really sure what to expect for game number 2. This one in the dirt, that gets by Heller, and the runner takes another bag as Kinkelar's base path adventures continue. So she's now 60 feet away at third base, and anything to the outfield, possibly even a ground out, would score her as the corners are going to pull in. Still one down in the inning. Options for the Lady Trojans. That comes in. Oh! That smokes Carly Dye right in the hip. And you could just hear right away that is not a good place to get hit. They're going to tend to her. And it's going to be Addison Rohr, I believe, coming in to run. No, Kiki Riedel is coming in to run here. They're going to go ahead and get, I believe, Madeline McFadden warm just in case they need to replace her. So a pinch runner, it's Kiki Riedel running here for Dye. And I mean, that is not the noise that a softball usually makes when it hits somebody. I mean, that was solid. You could hear that through the headset. So it's Riedel at first. It's Kinkelar at third, and it's Carly Zerflew at the plate. Top of the order looming. Lady Trojans up by 2. Or up by 1. Trying to extend the lead here. Zerflew shows bunt, pulls it back. And catcher's indifference. They'll let Riedel take second. So another stolen base for Riedel. And Southeast now, if they can find a way to put one in the outfield, are likely going to score 2 with really good speed aboard at second and at third. Squaring to bunt, trying to ambush. But coming up empty is Carly Zerflew. It's a great chance for Zerflew to bring in a couple of runs here. As so far this year, just 3 RBI for Carly Zerflew. But she's done that on 3 hits, so she is averaging driving in a run every time she gets on base. The 1-1, and tries to do it again, but that was a good pitch. It's in the zone, and the count to 1-2. Zerflew going to have to get protective of the plate here against a really strong arm. Harold will deliver the pitch, and it's fouled off down the third base line. Reese Heinrich, who's already reached base twice today on a pair of walks, stands ready in the on-deck circle. Southeast would love a chance to get her another at-bat. Lights are on here at Chapman as the sun starts to set. Harold from the windup, the pitch. In the dirt, that's going to get by. Runner takes off for the plate, and the throw not in time. Southeast of Saline manufactures another run as that ball got by Heller. And Riedel moves up to third on the plate. The Lady Trojans now lead 3-1. It's a 2-2 count. But those wild pitches, again, those have been a problem. That's the second of 3 Southeast runs that's come in on a wild pitch. Here it's a looking strikeout of Carly Zerflew. That is strikeout number 6 on the day. And speaking of walks, here comes Reese Heinrich, who's been a walk machine so far today. Heinrich has walked twice, stolen 3 bases, and come in to score 1 of the 3 runs for Southeast in this game. And calls time and backs out here. And she was awarded time. I think didn't like the timing of Harold there. Now the two will ready to go at it here for the third time today. First pitch to Heinrich. Big swing and a miss. Starts the count off at 0-1. Heinrich back in the box. Potential insurance run 60 feet away. And a strike two right across the plate. So Heinrich, who's been used to being ahead in counts, will have to get really protective here on 1-2. Already 2 strikeouts this inning for Harold. This won't be one, but it's picked up. The throw to first is in time, and that'll get Chapman out of the inning. But not before Southeast scores another run on a wild pitch. They take a 3-1 lead here on the Salina Post Sports Network. Coverage today presented by Kirsten Day.
I've always believed in love stories that last forever. At Vernon Jewelers, we've been crafting these stories for 141 years. Each piece is a chapter in a journey, a testament to timeless romance. Whether it's an engagement ring or a cherished anniversary gift, we create memories that sparkle. Look for that iconic sign and discover our collection and personalized customer service in our 141st year. We're not old, just really good at what we do. Vernon Jewelers in downtown Salina, because love deserves that perfect setting.
Are you looking to buy or sell real estate? With over 11 years of experience serving Northeast Kansas from Abilene to Wamego, leave it to a professional. Call Kirsten Day, realtor and owner with Homefront Real Estate Group. Buying a home, whether it be your first or second time, is one of the biggest financial decisions you'll make in a life. Are you looking to buy or sell real estate? Make it a lifetime. Therefore, finding the right agent to help you make the process easier is essential. Kirsten Day is there for you and your family every step of the way. Visit Kirsten Day online at selling785.com.
Check of our Bennington State scoreboard shows Southeast of Saline's baseball team gets the win over Chapman 12-10 over the Irish. Game number 2 is just getting underway right behind us at this 3-field multi-sport complex. Southeast softball, of course, fell to Chapman in game number 1 of this doubleheader. 4-3 the win for the Lady Irish, and they are looking for the sweep. But to do that, they'll need some more runs as they have fallen behind at 3-1. It's Mackenzie Leedy, Maddie Harold, and Taylor Gustafson. Your 3 to lead it off in the 4th here for Chapman as we are halfway home in this one. Jay Rogers led things off with a single, a stolen base, and a run scored. And since then, nobody has touched base for Chapman. This is a good sign, and this is what you want to see. Carly Dye, after taking that shot to the ribs on the hit by pitch, is back out there, and she has basically picked up where she's left off, as a swinging strike will bring the count to 1-2. So Leedy, who grounded out her first time up, will stand back in. Batting from the left side. Carly Dye from the circle brings home the pitch, and it's in there for a called strike 3. How good has Carly Dye been today? 5 strikeouts for Dye. Dye was not a heavy strikeout pitcher coming into this game. She had made 3 starts. She had tossed 12 innings. She had struck out just 6 batters. Well, now she's struck out 5 batters just in this game. Maddie Harold, who had the RBI groundout, is going to take this. It is off the mid of Dye, picked up. There will not be a throw. And rule that an infield single for Maddie Harold. Boy, you knew that was coming, right? But Harold gets her first hit of the day after an 0-for-3 start. And could that be what finally gets Chapman's bats rolling here in inning number 4? Unlike this series in Gypsum last year, time is not going to be a factor here as we've got the lights, and they are on here in Chapman. Speaking of facilities, though, Southeast of Saline, brand new turf for both their baseball and softball stadiums. And a brand new turf football field incoming, courtesy of Mammoth Construction. Mammoth, not an official sponsor of today's broadcast, but boy, I mean, everybody is familiar with their work at this point. Other high schools like Abilene and Silver Lake go up to the professional level or even college, KU, K-State. And then, of course, the Kansas City Chiefs, I believe. That ball ripped into the gap in left center field, but Samuelson is over on it. and makes the catch for the second out of the fourth. And Tegan Ellis, the last chance here for Chapman to try to get something on the board in the fourth. I know we mentioned it back in the first game, but it's been a busy week as Harold takes off. She'll be in on the pass ball. On Salina Post, on Monday, we were in Salina, southeast of Saline, and Sacred Heart did battle on the baseball diamond. Here today, it's Southeast and Chapman taking each other on in softball. And on Friday, that's tomorrow at 4 o'clock, it's the battle for Salina and the Mayor's Cup on the softball diamond between the Lady Mustangs of Salina Central and the Lady Cougars of Salina South. Tegan Ellis, 0 for 1 with a strikeout today. Up in the count, 2-0, and now up 3-0 as that pitch just misses low. Carly Dye trying to get another clean inning of work here. The infield single, all she's given up so far, and a strike in there to Ellis. And now that ball is going to get by the pitcher. It rolls into center field, and Maddie Harold is going to move up 60 feet. Boy, a weird sequence there. I believe on the throwback to Dye there, I didn't see anything else unless they tried to back pick her from the plate. Either way, the result is the same. A big, big run is now 60 feet away. 2 down in the inning. And a ball that is fouled away. That'll fill the count at 3-2 to Tegan Ellis. Three balls, one strike. The pitch to Ellis popped up back behind the screen. That one will land on the press box. And the count stays full to Ellis here. Back in game number 1 of this doubleheader, Ellis was 1 for 3, had the 2 RBI single. That was ultimately the decisive 2 RBI single. Here, she chops one to short. It's picked up by Heinrich, and the throw to first is in time. Southeast gets out of the jam, and they give up nothing. Still in the driver's seat, up 3-1 here on the Salina Post Sports Network. Coverage today is presented by Kirsten Day, serving the areas of Chapman, southeast of Saline, and more.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
We spend 1/3 of our lives working to build our wealth. With over 50 years of combined experience, Billings Group wants to be there to help manage yours. If you're planning for retirement or looking for financial coaching, then come see us on Westchester Drive, east of the YMCA, or visit our website at billingsgroup.com. Securities offered by registered representatives through Private Client Services, member FINRA, SIPC. Advisory products and services offered by investment advisory representatives through RFG Advisory, a registered investment advisor. RFG Advisory, Billings Group, and Private Client Services are unaffiliated entities.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
We go to the inning, the 5th inning, as it's Kaya Samuelson, Abby Wyatt, and Kimber Ogre-Zolka, the 2, 3, and 4-hole hitters, due up to take their hacks against Olivia Harold has been really good so far today, and this one comes right back to her. She'll take it herself for the first out of the inning. It sounds like my throat's starting to get a little dry. I'm not overtaxed. It's just all that dust that's been blowing in for the last 4 hours. Trying to clear some of that out here as Abby Wyatt grabs the bat for the Lady Trojans. Wyatt is 0 for 1. She did reach on a walk back in the first inning. First pitch to her, misses away. That's been the bugaboo for Chapman so far today. Southeast only has 2 hits. Those 2 hits have driven in 1 run today. The other 2 came in to score on wild pitches, and most of the batters that have reached base for Southeast of Saline reached on walks or hit by pitches. Wyatt caught chasing upstairs. Will even the count at 1-1 here. So Wyatt ready to go here, puts a hand in the air. Pitch misses low. And the count to 2-1 here on Wyatt. Still looking for her first hit of this game. Back in game number 1, Wyatt reached on an error and came in to score. She has not been held hitless in a doubleheader all season long. Remember, Chapman is still undefeated. No one's beaten them yet in 11 games. Southeast trying to be the first and do something that not even the defending 3A state champions or the defending champions from a few years back in Rock Creek could do. Chapman has also been excellent here at home, obviously, as have the Lady Trojans. Southeast is a perfect undefeated 4-0 at home. Two and two, the pitch to Wyatt. And it's another ball low. Harold still playing with the corners. This is the most dangerous bat in the Southeast lineup, at least statistically this year. Here she's trying to set the table. Payoff pitch is popped up out to left. It won't quite catch the grass, and Rogers will make the catch for out number 2. That'll bring Kimber Ogerzolka to the plate. Ogerzolka is 0 for 2. She grounded into a fielder's choice and struck out swinging. 7 strikeouts today for Harold. Picked up right where her sister left off. Here it's a ball that's chopped to short. Rogers picks it up, throws to first, and it's in time for a quick 1-2-3 inning. We go to the home half of inning number 5. Southeast still leading 3-1 here on the Salina Post Sports Network.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
From raw honey to wax melts to beekeeping tools, boxes, and frames, AJ Honey Farms has it all and more. Be sure to check out their salves. Salves is a powerful blend of nature's best ingredients. Beeswax, crafted with care to soothe and nourish your dry skin, minor cuts, and burns. And for dry lips, try out their Happy Bee Balm. Treat yourself to their locally produced honey items or get a beautifully packaged gift set for a loved one. Stop in to see AJ Honey Farms at 901 North 9th Street. More than just a honey store.
It'll be Kennedy Schultz, Anna Martinez, and Olivia Harold to lead off the inning here for Chapman. Coverage of this doubleheader is presented by Kirsten Day, serving the areas of Chapman, southeast of Salina, and more. Contact Kirsten at selling785.com. Would also like to thank DK Sports and Fitness indoor batting cages for softball and baseball and specialized training for baseball and softball players from Hayes to Wamego, Marion to Frankfort. DK Sports and Fitness in Chapman. First pitch raked into right field, and that's going to get by Zerflew, who misplayed it. Schultz is on her horse. She's going to dig and turn for 3, and they'll hold her up with a stand-up triple. And that'll get some life into the Chapman crowd here. That is the first hard-hit ball of the day for the Lady Irish. An infield single and a grounder single. But that is a monster play, and honestly, it probably should have been a single, but Zerflew just did not expect it to land the way that it did, and it gets by her. And all of a sudden, Chapman's got the tying run at the plate, represented by Anna Martinez. First pitch to Martinez, misses high. Starts it off at 1-0. Carly Dye looked none the worse for wear after taking that shot to the ribs. She came back out in the last inning and was able to retire 3. Here's a ball That is sinking fast into the mitt. They will send the runner, throw to the plate, not in time. And a mad dash home for Kennedy Schultz will cut the lead down on the most shallow sac fly you'll see today. Boy, not every day you see the SF4, but all of Emma Zerflu's motion and momentum was taking her away from home. So it's an RBI sac fly for Anna Martinez, and all of a sudden it's a 3-2 ball game. First pitch misses here. Count starts 1-0 to Olivia Harold, today's starting pitcher for the Lady Irish. Chance for her to help her team out even further. And she will hit that well out to left, but Abby Wyatt will come in and make the catch for the second out of the inning. Still plenty of softball left to be played. Chapman has got 7 outs left to play with. So if you're Chapman, there's no sense in panicking here. You got a lot of time left to go, but got to find a way to get at least one more across. This ball is fouled away. Casey Heller, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout today, is at the plate for the Lady Irish. That ball hit on a line into left field. It gets down in front of Samuelson. And it's a 2-out knock for Casey Heller. I know Casey Heller is not batted a ton this year, but boy, she has been really impressive in the at-bats that she has gotten. And here comes the top of the order, and Jay Rogers, who has been a Lady Trojan killer today. Boy, Rogers has just been getting it done all day long in both games of the doubleheader. Chapman as a team has scored 6 runs. Half of them belong to Rogers, but this time she will pop out to Zerflu, and that will end the 5th, but not before an RBI sac fly from Anna Martinez. Scores Kennedy Schultz. It's a 3-2 ball game. They're on the Salina Post Sports Network.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
Well, it was looking for a moment like Southeast of Saline might have figured out Olivia Harold, but she came back and took, I would argue, probably the best part of the lineup, Kaya Samuelson, Abby Wyatt, and Kimber Ogers-Olka, and went 1-2-3 on them in the 5th. So now she'll face Ashley Welchel, Avery Kinkelar, and Emma Zerflu here in the 6th, as the Lady Irish are close and are hunting down another run on their offensive end to try to tie this game up. Southeast trying to put this game out of reach, or at the very least a little further out of reach, as they are back at the plate here again. Welchel, Kinkelar, and Zerflu. That's Emma Zerflu to lead off the inning. And another ball popped up back onto the baseball field, as the count starts off at 0-1 here on Welchel. Welchel is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout in this game. Back in game number 1, she was 1 for 3. But that one was a loud home run to right field. Here she'll take high as the count goes to 1-1. Harold still utilizing basically all of the count. She's been unafraid to go deep into counts. She'll get another crack at it here. The 1-1 to Welchel. Shot foul down the right field line. Boy, had to jump out of the way, did Emily Anderson, the assistant coach for Southeast of Saline. Tell you what, too, we were talking a little bit back in game number 1 about head coach Tyler Smith. I think of all the coaches in the area, baseball, softball, boys and girls basketball, and football, the coach I'd most like to mic up during a game is probably Tyler Smith. He would not let me do that, but it would be a lot of fun as Welchel watches strike 3 go by. That is the 8th strikeout of the game for Olivia Harold. Like I said, she's been cruising here. And Chapman just continues to miss bats. With one away, here comes Avery Kinkelar. Kinkelar singled and then had about the most wild base path adventure you can have. Worthy of a J.R. Tolkien novel. As she singled, reached second on a passed ball, reached third on a passed ball, came in to score on a wild pitch. Here she swings at the first pitch she sees and falls behind at 0-1. Pitch to Kinkelar here, misses down and away. Kinkelar's reached base twice in this game. She was 0 for 3 with the hat trick in game 1, but has walked, singled, and scored here in the nightcap. Sun's starting to peek back out here in Chapman. The 1-1. He's low again. And it counts a 2-1 here on Kinkelar. If you're enjoying coverage of high school softball here on the Salina Post Sports Network, first of all, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to hit us with a subscribe if you are willing on the YouTube page. It really does help us out a lot and helps us to provide the best possible high school sports coverage in the area here in North Central Kansas. Of course, we cover 11 teams: Salina South, Salina Central, Abilene, Chapman, southeast of Saline, Ellsworth, Minneapolis, Sacred Heart, Bennington, Solomon, and El Saline. As a walk is issued to Avery Kinkelar, and southeast of Saline is back in business. That's the second walk of the day for the patient Kinkelar. And here comes the pinch runner for her, as Sarah Feldman will now be called upon to run. It was Courtois back in the third inning. It's Feldman here. Emma Zerflew at the plate. She'll square to bunt. The runner goes. Corners are shading in, but boy, in softball, unless it's a terrible bunt, it is really hard to even think about cutting down the runner at second. You basically allow the sac bunt anytime. Also got to be careful if you're Zerflew to make sure you get this down, as the corners will stay in. See if she squares around again. And she will. This time she does get it down. It's a beauty of a bunt picked up by Martinez. Throw to first, not in time. And a perfect bunt down the first or third base line for Emma Zerflew is going to put runners at first and second for southeast of Saline. One down in the inning. And Carly Dye at the plate. No, we got a pinch hitter. This is Abba Pearson who's going to grab a bat in place of Carly Dye. Do wonder if Dye will be eligible to re-enter. But for now, yeah, it is Abba Pearson hitting in place of Dye, who today is officially 0 for 1. She was hit by the pitch back in the fourth inning. Pearson this season is a .250 hitter. She's looking for her second hit of the year. Squares to bunt. This ball gets by. Runners both take off, and they will both be in safely as passed balls continue to haunt the Chapman Irish. Pass ball moves 2 up, and now we've got a meeting in the circle, as here comes head coach Kyle Cook to talk with Harold. If you take out the walks and the passed balls today, first of all, Chapman's winning 2-1. And southeast of Saline in this game would have gotten a total of 3 base runners. And that's it. They have been given a lot for free here in the second game of this doubleheader, and despite all that, they still only lead 3-2. It's been another really competitive game of softball. That's what we've come to expect whenever these two get together. Chapman trying to come back and stay undefeated. Southeast looking to hand them their first loss of the year and avoid their first sweep of the season. Abba Pearson, the pinch hitter, squares down, gets the bunt down. Did they tag her on the way by? There was no signal from the umpire. And they're going to say that they did not. And I think Casey Heller's got a really solid case here because she is reaching out, and now, yeah, Coach Cook is going to come out and ask the same thing. I'm standing right in front of the play, and I got to admit, it really did look like the tag was applied there, but there was no signal from either umpire. And I don't think that the field umpire out there had a better angle. They're probably going to go with what was called on the field. But an odd sequence here as both umpires kind of just get caught looking at the other like, hey, you saw that, right? It'll go down as a bunt single for Abba Pearson if it stands. Problem is, I don't see how you can overturn it. And I will fully admit, as a neutral broadcaster here today, I think they got that one wrong. But Southeast will take it as it's back-to-back bunt singles, and the bases are loaded for Carly Zerflew. Still one out in the inning. Scoreboard doesn't even have the out up there. But there is one out in the inning, and the bases are loaded. First pitch misses outside. Here's what you can't have if you're Chapman. Another wild pitch that gets by Heller. That is how Southeast has scored 2 of their 3 runs today. It's been a big problem for Olivia Harold. Her 1-0 pitch is chopped foul down the third base line. So the count evens at 1-1. The top of the order is due up next. And despite what the scoreboard says, there is one out here in the inning. Carly Zerflew looking for her first hit of the day. She's 0 for 2, a ground out and a strikeout. And that one in the dirt. There it is. It does get by. There will not be a throw, at least not one that's in time, as Feldman, running for Kinkelar, comes in to score, and the Lady Trojans lead 4-2. 3 of the 4 Lady Trojan runs scored on wild pitches. Harold, at this point, just cannot keep pitching low. Trying to bunt on the run there. Nothing doing for Zerflew, and the count is, I believe, 2-1. Harold's 2-1 pitch. Reaching out to bunt it is Zerflew, but she'll foul it away, and the count is 2-2. Zerflew did not bat in game number 1. This is her third at bat of the doubleheader. It comes at a very critical time. The 1-2 misses high. And that was ball 4. There were no balls on the scoreboard, but that is ball 4, and it's a walk, and I'm glad that the umpire is paying attention. Because, yeah, that is another walk for Olivia Harold, and the bases are loaded for Reese Heinrich. Great chance for Southeast of Saline to bust this game wide open. They lead by 2. First pitch called strike to Heinrich. She has walked twice, scored once, stolen 3 bases, and struck out here in this game. She will kick up some dust here. Count is 0-1. Pitch here from Harold is a called strike again away. And Harold in command of the at-bat, looking for the second out of the inning here. Heinrich going to have to shorten up a bit. And that's in the dirt, and again, it's by Heller, and again, Southeast scores. 5 Lady Trojan runs in this game, 4 on passed balls or wild pitches. And the nightmare continues for Chapman as they now trail 5-0. Zerflew moves up to second. Pearson moves up to third. It's a 1-2 count. Here to Heinrich. And another pitch well outside the zone. This one, though, is stopped by Heller. Great chance for the Lady Trojans to find even more here. It was a leadoff strikeout to Welchel. Since then, no outs recorded. And a high chopper that's just up and over the mitt. That'll score 1 run and everyone's safe. Reese Heinrich is going to beat out an infield single on a tomahawk chop. And Southeast takes a 6-0 lead. This is the furthest down that Chapman has been all season long. They are still a perfect, undefeated 11-0, and is this the end of the line for Olivia Harold? I think it is. We'll step away. We'll let you know about the new pitcher when we return on the Salina Post Sports Network. Coverage of this doubleheader is presented by Kirsten Day, serving the areas of Chapman, southeast of Saline, and more.
Sage is your go-to source for industrial strength cleaning products, ice melt, floor equipment, paper, asphalt, and just about everything in between. Whether you're a maintenance supervisor, a small business, or just wanting your home to look amazing, stop by 732 North 9th Street in Salina, where we will be happy to assist you. You can also visit us at sageselects.com or call us at 309-1919. Sage Products, the right call every time.
When there is wastewater backing up into your home, time is crucial. Hours are precious to minimize the mess and damage. That is where Salina Septic Service looks out for you with direct access to their dispatch board, so you can schedule the first available appointment. Upload pictures and description of your problem on the Salina Septic Service website and secure your appointment 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Money-saving specials now and information on worry-free service plans when you visit salinasepticservice.com.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Salina Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays.
Back to softball here, the new pitcher into the game. It's going to be a season debut for Jay Rogers, who has not pitched a single inning here in 2025, but she comes in. She will be just the 5th different pitcher utilized by Chapman this year. And she has thrown in, I mean, talk about inheriting a mess. It's runners at the corners. Reese Heinrich at first, Carly Zerflew at third, only 1 out, already 3 runs across here in the inning. Squaring to bunt, pulling it back, the runner will take second. Heinrich is up with ease. So there's no chance of a traditional double play here. That is the 4th stolen base, by the way, just of this game for Reese Heinrich. Samuelson at the plate. She's got a bunt single and an RBI, a run scored. A little bit of everything today. And we'll foul this ball back to the screen as the count goes even at 1-1. So again, Rogers has not been used as a pitcher this year. You've got the Harold sisters and then Kaylee Livingston, who has come into 2 games. She's pitched 1 inning. 1 strikeout, has not given up a single run all year. They turn to Rogers here. Her 1-1 is bunted down. The runner coming to the plate. The throw is there, but it's not in time as the speedy Carly Zerflew will beat it. And now another run takes home. They got caught watching the runner at first. It was Samuelson who was dancing around, and nobody covered the plate. So Heinrich comes in to score. Southeast is going to get 2 for the price of 1, and they're going to do it on a bunt single for Samuelson that sees her get to second. That's the 3rd bunt single of the inning for Southeast of Saline. Only 1 RBI is credited there, but 2 runs come in to score, and Abby Wyatt is at the plate as the Lady Trojan lead is up to 6. It's 8-2. Good stuff for Southeast. Boy, it was a slow start, but they've really picked it up. They might not be done yet. Wyatt takes outside. The runner goes to third, and they will get her as Kaya Samuelson is thrown out. So the base path's emptied. Finally, the second out of the inning is recorded. And we'll see if SES can make something of this here, as they will take some time and, yep, get the umpire back into the right spot. 0-1 the count. Wyatt at the plate, pitch to her. Misses down. I hate to keep harping on it, especially in a high school game, but, I mean, wild pitches, you just can't have them. That is how Southeast has scored half of their runs. 5 if you add the error that they just kind of didn't pick her up on as the count goes to 1-2 on Wyatt. They have a chance to get out of the inning here, but they're going to need some runs on the other side. Southeast gets a lot of insurance here in the 6th. Chapman down to their last 6 outs of this game as Wyatt will foul it back to stay alive. It's Wyatt. If they can get to her, it's Ogrzulka. Every member of the Southeast lineup has gotten on base at least once in this game. The 2-2 in the dirt. And the count is full on Abby Wyatt. Of course, Chapman will travel to Concordia next before they return home to play Riley County. Southeast will be back in Gypsum to host Clay Center. Payoff pitch in the dirt, and it's another walk issued here to Abby Wyatt. So the inning for Southeast, a strikeout, a walk, a bunt single, a walk, an infield single, a bunt single, and a walk. They have not hit a ball to the outfield in this inning, and they've scored 5 runs. Kimber Ogrzulka is at the plate now. First pitch to her. Laced foul. Tyler Smith wants to make a play down the line. Boy jumped out, tried to stick his foot in there, and then turns and claps with a big old smile on his face back to Ogrzulka. Inherited a Southeast softball program, he said. The key is to keep the culture going. Obviously, the talent's here, but it's the culture that Pesha Potocnik built that he is trying to keep rolling here for Southeast, as this ball is laced foul, this time down the left field line. And the count evens at 1-1 here to Kimber Ogrzulka. Ogrzulka's had an interesting day today, a fielder's choice, a strikeout, and a ground out today. Here's the 0-2. Big swing and a miss, strike 3. Ogrzulka is down on strikes, but not before Southeast of Saline rattles off 5 unanswered runs. Chapman needing to get some of those back when we come back. It's SES with an 8-2 lead on the Salina Post Sports Network.
I'm Ryan Arms, your mortgage loan originator at Equity Bank here in Salina, Kansas. I'm a lifelong Salina resident here to tell you our bank can offer you mortgage and refinance options with terms designed for you. Why leave our community when you can choose the bank that never forgets it's your money? With 2 locations in town on Ohio Street and Santa Fe Avenue, there's no better time to apply online, in person, or over the phone. Learn more at equitybank.com, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Close your eyes. Now, imagine yourself cheering from the bleachers at Salina South. Feel the pride of donning the colors of Salina Central. Picture the spirit of being part of the Sacred Heart community, or the camaraderie at Southeast of Saline. Envision the thrill of supporting El Saline or Bennington. Visualize the unity in rallying for Minneapolis High. Now, open your eyes and see yourself in team apparel from Messenger Total Promotions. Visit them in person in downtown Salina.
Back at the ballpark, coverage of this doubleheader presented by Kirsten Day, serving the areas of Chapman, Southeast of Saline, and more. Contact Kirsten Day by visiting selling785.com. The 2, 3, and 4-hole hitters due up here for Chapman. They're down to their last 6 outs facing Carly Dye, and they got to get something going after a disastrous inning. That's a good start. A single into right center field. That gets down, and it's a knock for Mackenzie Leedy, her first hit of the game, as Chapman is in business here with Maddie Harold at the plate. Harold started the day 0 for 4. She hit a little looper infield single back in the 4th inning, and you have to wonder whether that is enough to get her going. As she'll miss upstairs, you also wonder if Leedy might try and test the arm of Kinkelar behind the plate. Only 1 stolen base in this game so far, but to be fair, Chapman's only had 4 runners on base. 5 now with the Leedy single. And they're going to have another as it's back-to-back base knocks, this time to left field. Maddie Harold is 2 for 3 now. Like I said, when she started the day 0 for 4, I wondered if she might not record another out the rest of the way. And it's 2 on Taylor Gustafson, who's 0 for 2 at the plate. And like Leedy before her, she is looking to reverse her fortunes here. A lot of work to do for Chapman if they're going to come back in this game. They're down by 5. First pitch popped up. This will stay on the infield. Coming in, calling off her defenders and making the catch is Emma Zerflew. And the Lady Irish are down to their last 4 outs. That is good work by southeast of Saline. Dye kept the pitch up, and now it's Tegan Ellis, who is also 0 for 2 with a strikeout at the plate. That's going to be taken into left center field. That'll be good enough to score a run as they will wave Leedy around. Holding up at second is Harold. But 3 singles, including an RBI here for Tegan Ellis, have cut the lead back down to 5 here for the Lady Irish, and it's Kennedy Schultz with a chance to keep it going. So Leedy comes in to score. It's Harold who moves up to second. It's Ellis aboard at first, and it's a big swing and a miss for Kennedy Schultz. Schultz hit the stand-up triple back in the 6th inning on a ball that just rolled all the way out in right field to the fence. Next pitch to her, off the glove there of Ogrzulka. That'll score a run. There is a throw. It's not in time. Runner moves up to take second. And rule that an infield single for Kennedy Schultz as the hit parade continues here for Chapman in the 6th, and they've cut the lead to 4. That's best case scenario for Chapman too, as Tyler Smith is going to come out, and I believe we're going to have a change here. And we will, as Anna Martinez is lifted for Kaya Bell. Kaya Bell has had a very limited sample size of at-bats this year. She will take her first here. Martinez has had a good day. She hit the sac fly back in the 5th. She had a big double in the first game, and we've got a meeting in the circle here. It looks like they will ride out Dye for now. So Ellis at 3rd, Schultz at 2nd. And the Lady Trojans still leading, but only by 4. They went into the inning up by 6, and there's only 1 out with Kaya Bell at the plate. Big swing and a miss on the first pitch to Kaya Bell, a sophomore. Bell has less than 5 plate appearances this season, hitting at a huge spot. She'll take strike 2 right down the pipe. And Carly Dye with the advantage here in the AB. This is a huge spot for Bell. The 0-2, and she'll chase it, but it gets by. The runner comes to the plate. It's picked up slowly. The throw to first. Now there's nobody covering home. Chapman steals a run. Ellis comes in as it got by Kinkelar, and then Schultz comes in because nobody covered the plate. That is going to be the most productive strikeout of Kaya Bell's whole career, as it scores 2 runs. That does go down as the 6th strikeout of the day, and 2 runs score on the same passed ball. Passed balls have been the theme of the game. Southeast scored 4 runs off of them. Chapman now has scored 2 off of them. They've scored 4 in the inning. And it's 2 down for Olivia Harold as Chapman is back within 2. It's an 8-6 game. Southeast clinging to a 2-run lead. The Irish down to their last 4 outs. Good softball action here in the 6th. And what did we expect? Exactly this. Pitch in there for a called strike. Harold didn't like it. Boy, that's about the staunchest eye roll I've seen today, as Harold just has to dig back in with a 2-1 count. Pitch on the way. She'll foul it off, and the count evens at 2-2. So we've got another ball onto the baseball field. Boy, that one almost beamed the catcher. So the count 2-2. Harold trying to keep a miraculous inning going here for Chapman. They scored 2 runs all game. They've scored 4 runs just in the 6th here. And the 2-2 is hit well to center, back to the warning track, but able to make the catch is Samuelson. And that will end the 6th inning, but not before Southeast gets 6 and Chapman gets 4. We've got an 8-6 ball game on our hands. Coverage of this game presented by Kirsten Day, serving the areas of Chapman, southeast of Saline, and more.
I've always believed in love stories that last forever. At Vernon Jewelers, we've been crafting these stories for 141 years. Each piece is a chapter in a journey, a testament to timeless romance. Whether it's an engagement ring or a cherished anniversary gift, we create memories that sparkle. Look for that iconic sign and discover our collection and personalized customer service in our 141st year. We're not old, just really good at what we do. Vernon Jewelers in downtown Salina, because love deserves that perfect setting.
Are you looking to buy or sell real estate? With over 11 years of experience serving Northeast Kansas from Abilene to Wamego, leave it to a professional. Call Kirsten Day, realtor and owner with Homefront Real Estate Group. Buying a home, whether it be your first or second time, is one of the biggest financial decisions you'll make in a lifetime. Therefore, finding the right agent to help you make the process easier is essential. Kirsten Day is there for you and your family every step of the way. Visit Kirsten Day online at selling785.com.
Southeast of Saline back up to bat with one last chance to add a little insurance here in the 7th. And boy, this game really took off. It was a pitcher's duel early. Southeast was up 2-0 in the first inning. Of course, Chapman came back. They scored a run to make it 2-1. Southeast made it 3-1. Chapman quickly got it back to 3-2. But then in the 6th inning, Southeast scores 5 runs. Chapman scores 4. And that brings us here to the 7th and potentially final inning with a 8-6 lead for Southeast of Saline. Ashley Welchel, Avery Kinkelar, and Emma Zerflew are at the plate here for SES. Second pitch misses high. Book does close on Olivia Harold, the starter for game number 2. She is responsible for all 8 runs, all earned on 5 hits. She walked 6, plunked a 7th, and struck out 8. So an eventful performance, if nothing else, as the count goes to 0-2 here on Ashley Welchel. Welchel today is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a flyout. The pitch is fouled away. Ooh, right into the front row again. Over on the baseball diamond, where Southeast of Salina is looking for the clean sweep following a 12-10 victory over Chapman. Two to Welchel. Chopped to short. And it eats up the starter in Harold, who took over at shortstop. It's another error. Southeast of Saline is in business with a runner aboard and Avery Kinkelar at the plate. Kinkelar has reached base in all 3 plate appearances of this game. A single, a walk, a walk. She has advanced on 3 passed balls, 2 wild pitches. She's coming to score 2 runs, both on wild pitches. Matter of fact, the stat of the day is that Southeast of Saline has scored 8 runs on the strength of just 2 RBI. Kinkelar took a strike. She'll stand back in. Sun's almost completely down now. Here at the 8 o'clock hour. She will square to bunt, gets down a good one. It is picked up. The throw to first is in time. The runner takes off for third. That is going to get by. It's picked up. She'll hold up. And Welchel gets to third on the sacrifice bunt. So Kinkelar lays it down, and the Lady Trojans now have a critical insurance run 60 feet away with Emma Zerflew at the plate. That could have been a lot worse, but Ellis came in from left field and was backing up the play the whole way. Pitch to Zerflew. She wants to bunt, lays it down. There will be a throw to first. Runner's coming to the plate, and she will score. 2 sack bunts, and the Lady Trojans play some small ball to take a 9-6 lead as Zerflew laid it down and Welchel came to the plate. And once again, Southeast of Saline scores a run without the aid of a true RBI. Out recorded there, and Southeast, I think they're going to have another pinch hitter here. Yeah, Kiki Riedel. Riedel is going to be the third different player to bat in the 8-hole here. This has been an odd game indeed. So it was Dye for the first two at-bats. It's Pearson, now it's Riedel. You wonder, too, if perhaps there's something, I wouldn't call it an injury, but with the way that Dye got hit, you wonder if they don't want her taking another at-bat today until they can take a look at her. 0-1 the count to Kiki Riedel. Big swing and a miss. She's behind 0-2. 2 down in the inning. Lady Trojans with a 3-run lead. Chapman 1 out away from coming up to bat with their last 3 bingo tokens in their possession. And there it is, a swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll wrap up the top of the 7th. And when we come back, it's Chapman with one last chance to come back and take this one from southeast of Saline. Coverage of this doubleheader presented by Kirsten Day, serving the areas of Chapman, southeast of Saline, and more.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
We spend 1/3 of our lives working to build our wealth. With over 50 years of combined experience, Billings Group wants to be there to help manage yours. If you're planning for retirement or looking for financial coaching, then come see us on Westchester Drive, east of the YMCA, or visit our website at billingsgroup.com. Securities offered by registered representatives through Private Client Services. Member FINRA, SIPC. Advisory products and services offered by investment advisory representatives through RFG Advisory, a registered investment advisor. RFG Advisory, Billings Group, and Private Client Services are unaffiliated entities.
We go to the home half of inning number 7. Chapman down by 3 and down to their final 3 outs. It'll be 9-1-2, batting for the Lady Irish. And the first pitch to Casey Heller will miss for a ball. It's a chance for Carly Dye. No. It's a chance for Carly Zerflew, who comes back in here to pitch the final inning to try to close this out. And this is a interesting, but I think right move here by southeast of Saline. So the day is done for Carly Dye, and they will go from Carly to Carly. Zerflew, of course, the starting pitcher for game number 1, and she's already up 1-2 here on Casey Heller. Good-looking pitch, but low. Evens the count at 2-2 here. Pitch from Zerflew, laced down the line, but foul. So the book closes on Carly Dye. She gives up 6 runs, all of them earned on 8 hits. She ends up recording 6 strikeouts. Boy, that was awfully close, but the count will fill here. 6 strikeouts for Dye. And in this game, did not issue a single walk. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the 9-hole hitter. This ball chopped to third. It's picked up by, no, it gets by Welchel. That is a huge error to start the inning, and Chapman's got life. Another leadoff error. That's the first error defensively of the day for southeast of Saline. And it could prove to be a big one as it brings the top of the order and Jay Rogers back to the plate. Rogers, 3 hits, 3 runs today in the doubleheader. First pitch to her is a called strike, and she will fall behind 0-1. Chapman would need at least 3 runs to tie it up. They need more than that if they want to actually come back and win it. Next pitch to Rogers, also in for a strike, and a really good start here for Carly Zerflew, whose 0-2 pitch is lifted out to center. It'll hang up, though, And an easy catch made by Samuelson for the first out of the inning. Southeast of Saline, 2 outs away from handing Chapman their first loss of the season. Mackenzie Leedy, who is 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored, will stand in now with 1 away and 1 aboard. First pitch misses high. It's going to get off the mitt there, and the runner will move up. Heller's run is insignificant here, but that does remove the double play. After Mackenzie Leedy, it will be Madeline Harold, the most fearsome bat in the lineup, as another pitch is fouled off here, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. No one has swept Southeast of Saline this season. No one has beaten Chapman. One of those things is going to have to break here. Pitch on the way. Off speed, misses high, and the count to 2-1 on Mackenzie Leedy. This is the part of the order, obviously, that Chapman wants up. They've got Casey Heller aboard at second, 2 down here. The 2-1 pitch is fouled away, and the count is even at 2-2, as that will ring the bell of the home plate umpire, who appears none the worse for wear. Surflew looking to come in and slam the door shut. If she can do it, she'll earn her first save of the season. The 2-2 misses down and in, and the count is full. In game number 1, Zerflew was the starter. She tossed 6 innings, gave up 4 runs, 2 earned on 6 hits. She walked 2. She struck out 8. Payoff pitch popped up on the infield. Coming over, making the catch is Zerflew, Emma Zerflew. And it's 2 away. Southeast of Saline needs just 1 more to hand the first loss of the year to the Lady Irish. Maddie Harold, though, is at the plate, a tall task. Zerflew got her 3 times in the first game, but she has been on a tear. An RBI ground out, an infield single, a single and a run scored in her 3 plate appearances here today. First pitch misses outside the zone. Next offering, big. Swing and a miss. Zerflew would also, I'm sure, like to get some revenge for game number 1. It really was another Maddie Harold masterpiece. And another ball fouled off the mask of the poor home plate umpire. Boy, he has taken some shots out there. That's Kenton Clark. And boy, just no motion. He is right back to work and ready to go again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. That ball is hit well to deep left. Back at the track. It is down. 1 run comes in to score. It's an RBI double for Maddie Harold. And the Lady Irish are clinging to life here in the 7th. Down by 2. That is one of those you tip your cap to Maddie Harold. That's what she does. Now you got to face Gustafson. And what do we have here? Tyler Smith is out. Now he's talking with first base coach Wyatt Rutherford. I think just giving the signal to his defense here about how he wants them to handle it should Harold try to run. Again, Harold's run also insignificant, but the tying run is at the plate in Gustafson. She'll take the first pitch for a called ball. Gustafson slugging .690 on the year, 2 doubles, 1 triple, 6 RBI. Takes a strike on the outer half, and the count is even at 1-1. Zerflew is 1 good pitch away from putting this game to bed, but the same could be said with Harold at the plate, who took her deep for the RBI double. This might do it. Chopped to second, picked up by Zerflew. The throw to first is in time, and the Lady Irish, undefeated no more. Southeast of Saline comes into town. They secure a split with a 9-7 victory here over Chapman in game number 2. The Irish take game 1 4-3, and both games of this decisive split were presented by Kirsten Day, serving the area of Chapman, Southeast of Saline, and more. Contact Kirsten Day at selling785.com. That'll do it for us, but we'll be back tomorrow night in Salina when the Lady Mustangs of Salina Central take on the Lady Cougars of Salina South. It's more softball action on our Salina Post Game of the Week. But until then, I've been Tyler Henry. For Brian Dennett producing and engineering, we'll see you tomorrow for more Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week action.